Hello, Aries. Welcome to another week, July 27th through August 2nd, and this is a big week. I am focusing on the nodes that are shifting into the South Node in Leo, the North Node in Aquarius, but also we have the full moon this week in Aquarius, and Mercury is now direct. So let's take a look at your Oracle card. We obviously have some destined energy, a new shift the next 18 months, focusing on you and your people and your future. And so are you with the right people? What's your bigger picture? What's your bigger dream? Are the people around you supporting you? And look at this. This is just like perfect because I didn't even just read this, right? I was just saying it. But 19 is the sun. You can kind of see the sun energy here, Leo energy too. With Jupiter there as well, and your romance energy. And so surround yourself with love. That speaks for itself. Love and clarity and people that see you, people you can be authentic around, people you can say whatever. I mean, this is where you're doing the check, right? The next 18 months is going to be a lot of maybe shifts going on in this department of yours. Because if you're not feeling supported or you're not advancing, it has a lot to do with the people that you surround yourself with. So let's take a look at this week's, which is starting this. Surrounding yourself with as much love as possible. All right, so let's look at your energy and the main challenge. The full moon is a culmination. So if something that you've been working on, so you see the truth, you see the clarity, something comes out of something finally shines, something is made, something is here, or something is released. And I have the 8 of Wands for you at the bottom of the deck. So we're getting some exciting energy already to begin with, a lot coming at you at once. Now, there can be some confusing energy with that because things can be moving fast, and sometimes it seems like we're under a lot of pressure. We feel the pressure, and we need to slow down. So we're going to have to gauge the energy this week. Sometimes you may feel like, I got to go, I got to say something, I got to do something, but then just check yourself at the door and be like, is this the right time? Do I need to do this? Right. But then again, you could have a lot of things coming at you that you just didn't expect, and you really do have to find the time this week. And so it is about time management and lots of communication here. So lots of people saying things, making sure people that are, now that we're going direct with Mercury, clarity coming in, complete. It's like maybe you stumbled in the past here, or maybe something or someone came around, and now this week you have this culmination happening. So for some of you, the 8 of Wands is saying this relationship's about to take off. It's on the right grounds. It's got a good foundation. So your energy, the 4 of Cups. All right. So some of you, if you're hanging out in this energy, this could be the real test for you. You have feelings, but you don't know what to do with them. You don't know what to do with the situation that you're connected to. It seems like, maybe you get just enough sometimes, or things look okay, but then now something's off, or it just feels like, I want to explore where this relationship is going with. But some of you may be trying to connect with somebody who's just not putting in enough effort, and it's starting to make you feel down. So you can see how all this kind of goes together. Surround yourself with love this week, and this is helping you see the contrast between people who really want your attention and people that are not giving it to you. All right. So you do feel like right now you could be struggling with not so much being happy. This doesn't mean that you're not having a good time, but you could be feeling very nostalgic, or just, things were going good, but now you're just not quite sure. And so your main challenge here is the Emperor card, right? This is your energy as well. Is getting stuck on something, right? And losing your bearings over something, because this is you getting up and not letting something bother you this week. This is building your character through how you react to situations and not letting something bother you as much as you are letting something bother you. Now, you could be dealing with a loss. You could be dealing with the realization that somebody is just not putting in the effort, or somebody just doesn't want something as much as you do, but you have feelings and you don't know what to do with them, right? And it's like, it's just, sometimes it takes time. It's like, I got to figure out, all right, yeah, if it would work out, I would love it. But if it doesn't, I can't let it control my life. I can't let it, turn me upside down and forget who I am, right? So this week, it is about you stepping back up and remembering who you are. So what to watch for in love? And I'm seeing the Knight of Wands. So there could be somebody with very fiery qualities, Aries, Leo, Sag, entering your life this week. This could be where something is becoming really fun and pleasurable and joyful, and somebody really wants to be around you. And there's chemistry here happening as well. So it doesn't look like this energy, if you decide to let go of, a situation that is just kind of keeping you down, we are seeing in love that there is some playful energy here, and there's somebody that really wants to explore the connection with you, and a fire energy. So we'll look at Aries through Pisces and see what's happening this week with each zodiac sign. But the problem with this energy and this energy here is some of you could be dealing with somebody who loves to keep things casual. And this is our casual dude, a dudette. It's the one that, loves to do things on the spur of the moment, or just loves passion, kind of like you do. But then when it gets to, I want to be more than just casual, or more than just friends, or friends with benefits, it's like, this is where you kind of lose yourself. Your challenge is, I want something more stable, and somebody is not providing that for me at this time. All right. So in love, let's see what's going on. I mean, in life, I see the Four of Swords. So in life, you got the fours showing up for you. And so this is talking about your foundation, and it's talking about making it strong and sturdy, so that no matter what else happens to you, or anybody else that enters your life or leaves your life, they really can't shake up who you really are and how safe you really are. It looks like you have a restful period coming in this week when it comes to your life in general, which may be why you're feeling a little bit under the, a little bit blue, a little bit dull, because you want to share it with somebody, right? You got some quiet time, when you're by yourself, and you want something to do. You could get bored in this energy with the Four of Swords. But the Four of Swords too is talking about a huge reset that's happening in your life too. So maybe right now it is about enjoying some time off, right? Enjoying that you've reached some spot where you can kind of settle in. You put a lot of work in, and now you gotta take a break. Maybe some of you have cut some losses. Maybe some of you have got to walk away from a situation that's no longer serving you. And the challenge could be looking at it as, it's ending and it failed, but more so looking at it like it's a success. You gotten to a point now where you can see something differently. So the main, anything good coming in your life this week, anything to watch for. And I see the Hierophant. So there could be a new teacher, new mentor, new guide, a new course, some spiritual leveling up. Maybe you are finding your place in spirituality. But I do feel like this could be an important person coming into your life that is bringing you advice or guidance this week on your future and where your future may be going. Do we need to talk about leveling up? Do we need to talk about career change? Do we need to talk about education? Do we need to talk about our commitments? So there could be a new commitment coming in for my Aries this week. How are others showing up for you in general? And I'm seeing the 10 of Pentacles. Look at that community, so a lot of you are blessed. A lot of you are blessed with a lot of good people around you, people who, consider you family, and no matter what, you're always welcome. I love that energy for you. You could be connected more. Family could be reaching out to you. You could be wanting to visit family this week, being around people that really feel in tune with you, who value you. You see the Hierophant and the 10 of Pentacles, so people really in good spirits around you. So you are being asked to spend more time this week with the people who truly value and love you, so you can see any differences between the people that are not sharing the same values as you. Any advice how to work with this? And I'm seeing the Ace of Swords. You know, and this is where you do, it's the truth. You know, you have a dream that's coming in. You have a new 18 months that's coming in, a new, you know, to find the right people, you know, to find the right situations, the right community to be in. And the Ace of Swords is being open to any kind of invitation that might be happening this week, because the right people will find you. All right, you're not meant to do this alone. And maybe some of you are feeling like that right now. So this is where fate is sort of redrawing your map towards where you belong and who you belong with, right? So many of you could be really landing in some sort of deeper relationship throughout the next 18 months with this Hierophant and the Ten of Pentacles. All right, so let's take a look now at Aries through Pisces this week and see what's happening. Now, remember, you have the Four of Cups, the Four of Swords. It feels like, you know, when you need somebody, they're not there, but, you know, they're fun, they're exciting, they come in, they're very passionate. But maybe some of you are getting bored with it and you want something to change, you want something to happen. But at the same time, this could also be somebody new coming in, or somebody that's on your mind that is really attracted to you and really is excited to be around you this week. So we'll see how it plays out. Aries, Ace of Cups, man, you've got, look at this, love around you, some new love offer. Possibly, remember, these cards can even be new love if you're single. So keep your mind open. We're seeing Ace of Cups, and we're seeing with you and another Aries, you guys have each other's heart. You're interested in each other, and there may be some talk this week or reconciliation for some of you. Now, Taurus, it looks like something's ended, changed, and it's time to move on from a situation. So maybe nothing is changing with you and a Taurus, and you're finally realizing that, you know, it just is what it is. Some things are not meant to last. Now, for some of you, it could just be some situation you've been dealing with could be coming to an end as well, too. But you have to look at that. You have to be honest with yourself when it comes to the Death card. Now, Gemini, 10 of Cups. Gemini is over here, you know, wanting to get together with you. They seem to want the full picture with you. So this could be something that is you're going through some, you know, growing pains with the Gemini, but ultimately they want to be together. You guys seem to be in great energy to really come together this week. Cancer, the Lovers card, you both desire each other, you know, to the point sometimes maybe you don't understand what the connection is, but you feel it. You both feel it. And so this week, maybe we're finding that we're getting closer, you know, or it feels like we're getting closer to each other and we're really understanding each other. Leo, 10 of Swords. There could be an ending with a Leo this week, right? You know, I mean, but you would have seen this coming on and on and on and on again, giving it all, you know, giving them the benefit of the doubt every single time. And, you know, it just reaches a point where you're just done. You can't do anything else about it. Now, your Leo could be going through a breakup for some of you, and that's the position they're in right now. So maybe that's why they're quiet. They could be coming towards you. It depends on where you are on the stage. But if you know something's over, it looks like embrace the change and allow somebody new in. Virgo taking a left turn and coming back around. You guys have something to say to you this week, all right? So things could pick up pace this week with Virgo, and you guys could have conversation about what the purpose of this relationship is, you know. But I do see some fast energy, things moving pretty fast and exciting as well. Libra, 6 of Swords, kind of cruising forward. You both just want to see where it goes. You don't feel like you've given it enough time or chance here. And so this week, things could kind of smooth out a little bit and just seem like you both are chill and relaxed with the situation as you're kind of moving forward. Scorpio, the Justice card. All right, so Scorpio may be weighing out things and making a decision this week about the commitment, about the relationship. You may get some honesty from them. And, you know, for some of you, it's just, you know, weighing things out and being honest with each other, you know, so it could lead to a commitment or closure. Sagittarius, 5 of Wands. I'm seeing some struggles with the Sagittarius. You guys may find yourself struggling, or, you know, to get each other's attention, or you just have a lot of things coming at you and there's challenges. It doesn't mean you can't make it work, but just know that this week it could be testing you. Capricorn, 9 of Wands, same thing. It feels like, maybe you want something from them, but, they're not providing, or you just feel stressed out and anxious all the time with your Capricorn. They could be dealing with some setbacks as well, which is giving them an energy. So it's hard to determine, whether or not. But if you keep pushing at this, you guys could really wear each other out and then end something before it was even got started. Aquarius, we have the 9 of Pentacles. Aquarius looking good for you this week. They like their quiet time, but they also are ready to invest in the right person. So if you're the right person, they're ready. And Pisces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. Pisces, 2 of Pentacles. So it's like you and Pisces kind of moving and grooving this way this week. If it seems like it's consistent, even though it's still kind of up in the air. As long as you're seeing improvements, it looks like you guys are moving forward. But if you feel like it's just inconsistent on and off again, not much is changing. And this could really stress you out as well, too. You could make a decision whether or not you want to keep moving forward. But, there is something there, and there's still something, trying to work itself out. I love you guys. Hello, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I'm looking at July 27th through August 2nd. And this week I'm focused on the full moon in Aquarius and the changing of the nodes, Leo South Node and Aquarius North Node. And let's see how it plays out. For you, it will be affecting your career in the next 18 months, shaping your career, opening up new opportunities that are meant for you. And this full moon is also maybe bringing up some stuff that you've been working on, and also releasing so that you can embrace this new change that's coming in. You can manifest your every wish here, the stars, and you have the number 5 showing up. So this is change, that is change for the better. Change is always helping us grow. And the stars are things that you really dream about. This is sort of your North Node energy. It's like, you've got a lot of things that you want to do, or felt you had a calling towards something. And sometimes things just seem so hard, and we stay comfortable and cozy, and we just hope that it would happen. We'd love for it to happen, but you are being asked to kind of take initiative and grow. So this is going to be also questioning the people around you, any romantic partners that you might be dealing with. Are they on your side? Do they see what you want? Do they want to see you reach your goals? Do they want to see you have everything that you've been dreaming about? Or are they holding you back? So let's see the energy of the week. And, you're getting the big green go. You're getting the big green go on manifesting your every wish. So this tells me there's going to be, pay attention to the signs that come in for you this week that say, go this way. Go this way. Look at this, the Magician. Now you even get in the manifestation card here too, as well as the overall energy. So you may be feeling on point this week, like mentally, you just really got it. You just feeling, proud wants to come through, feeling, courageous, feeling like you can do anything. And this is, you can manifest your every wish with the Magician. You just have to believe it and stay focused. And you are the sign, you are the manifestant, one of the strongest manifesting signs, because you act on instinct and you take action, right? And you make it happen. So this week you could be making plans that are completely different from the plans that you were making last week. You got Gemini and Virgo energy coming in. And so that's very valid for what some of the transits going on right now. Your energy this week, the King of Wands. I do see somebody important that may show up in your life. This could be a partner, somebody that works in the same field as you, somebody with some news. It could be a passionate romantic partner too as well. You got Aries, Leo, Sag. So this week seems to be very focused on your vision, your future, your ambitions, and who's got your back. Right? Who's holding you back or who's got your back? And releasing any old stories is the beginning phase, the script that you have about who you are, what you're supposed to be, what you should be doing, and being more courageous as you move forward. And that's Leo energy. The reason why I said that is because the South Node Leo is that. It's some of our insecurities. It's the script that we've had since childhood. And now it's like, you may even have an epiphany this week that, why am I staying home? Why am I doing this? Why am I holding myself back? Why am I playing it safe? And why, this is you being extroverted. So you may get some extra fire this week, just really your ambitions on fire. Now, your biggest challenge, the High Priestess, is trust in yourself. That is just am I playing tricks on myself? My intuition, is it your fear, or is it really your, telling you to go? Is fear blocking you? Sometimes you feel like things look too good to be true. Deception, deceiving. But also, I want you to be aware that there could be somebody that doesn't want to see you grow. Because guess what? If you grow, you may outgrow somebody. So that's the thing. And sometimes it's like, well, let's play it safe. I'm comfortable. I don't want to hurt them. I want to stay with them. And the thing is they should want you to grow regardless. And so there could be some deception when somebody, whether or not somebody's really supporting you, and whether or not you can really trust somebody's opinion, if you're deciding to do something very ambitious this week. All right. Somebody may want you to stay quiet, stay small with this energy. And, if not, just say none of that's there. This could be you playing it small, and getting caught in your head and not trusting yourself. All right. So in love, what to watch for? Ooh, the Lover's card. All right, so obviously it looks like love is really prominent this week for you as well. And playfulness, loving energy, maybe communicating, maybe dating, maybe physically touching, getting together. I know I'm so corny, physically touching. Oh, and it's like, we got to keep it PG around here. All right. But it does look like the bond is continuing to grow, even despite we might not know what's going on. We could be questioning things. Sometimes things don't make sense. And, I will look at Aries to Pisces. So that'll tell me a little bit more about that Lover's card, whether or not, desire is overriding logic, or whether or not you guys are just challenged and you guys really feel each other. So we'll see how that goes. It's a Gemini energy right there for you as well. And like I said, you see fire, and you also have Cancer here for you. So love is in the air for my Tauruses and coming into alignment with people. So this could be the week as well too, where your romantic partners are really showing up for you or not. All right, or not, right? I'm so dorky. All right. So now in life, look at this, the Tower card. I think you got the Tower card last week too. So I'm going to say that this is an ongoing, maybe over the last couple weeks, as we're shifting into these nodes in the full moon, that maybe you feel it, you feel something, you've been feeling antsy and really restless and maybe not feeling 100% stable with situations going on in your life. All right. So you guys, something is about to change for you, and this is God has spoken. There's a move coming in. The Tower card comes before the Star card. It's like, I'm coming in to bulldoze any bullshit out of your life and clear away any fears, nonsense, things that are not helping you improve or grow. And we're going to clear it and pave it and build a whole new story here for you. So your life is you've been getting used to, or having to get used to, a little bit of uncertainty right now. All right. So what's the good stuff coming? The direction. Look at the Two of Cups. All right. And I feel like I'm just going full circle here. The good stuff coming is relationships that are very meaningful, sweet, romantic, even friendships that just feel like, man, they see me. I'm feeling comfortable. This is growth in real relationships and authentic relationships. So that's what's coming in this week. There could be a conversation you're having. Just be mindful of the other things that I was saying up here. Are they supporting you? Do they feel like, if somebody is afraid to lose you, or, there could be holding you back? I'm just reiterating that. All right, so good energy here. How are other people showing up? Let's get a card for them, and look at the Star card. Full circle. Other people want to see the best. There's a lot of people that want to see the best for you. So if you're somebody that communicates with a lot of people, has a big family, has a lot of people around you, all right, in general, you have a lot of people that are very supportive of you and want to see the best, want to see you shine, want to see you have happiness, want to see you blessed. I love this for you. All right. And you are coming into alignment too with these kind of people. So this could be a new direction for some of you that don't feel very supported. All right. There's people that trust you, trust your decision. They see you as, if you're growing, if you're going through some sort of growth spurt, if you're making a huge decision in your life, they see you as, this is where your calling is. You need to do this. You got to do this. And they want to see you go. All right. So that's what I got. What should you do? I see the 8 of Pentacles, right? So this is grabbing the opportunities and going with it. All right, so staying focused, staying very focused, fine-tuning your skills, getting ready for a new job possibly. This is all about your career too, and commitments, solid commitments. Not just, it's got romance and love in here, very strong, but this is really showing up here, preparing for abundance and preparing for maybe a new job or a new career direction. All right, so what a beautiful free reading. Let's see Aries through Pisces. Now you have the Lovers card and you have the Tower card. So we are looking at, is there a makeup, a breakup, a love deepening? Is there somebody that you'll see their truth? You'll know somebody's true feelings about you if they're not supporting growth for you, because it looks like my Tauruses are getting ready to really grow some balls and go. All right. Aries, 3 of Pentacles. Aries fully supports your decisions, fully cares about you, really wants to see things work out. Maybe you guys will figure out how to make it happen. Maybe right now you're dealing with some challenges, but no matter what, it does seem like you guys will make it work one way or another. This week, you could be talking, chatting things up, and just kind of making plans. Maybe they're asking you if you need help. Taurus, you have the Judgment. All right, so the day of reckoning, big decisions. The day of lifting yourself up out of the darkness and walking a new way in life. Walking a new path. Walking that story that you want for yourself. Not the old script. Not the from here, this is, all that stuff. None of it. All right, so it looks like a second chance too with you and another Taurus. Gemini, King of Pentacles, right? So you're doing something to a Gemini. You're getting them to really want to lift themselves up. So Gemini sees you as golden and wants the best for you. Whether or not they think that they are good for you, that could be a different question, but you got them, you're inspiring them to step up. So you could be making plans with a Gemini this week. Cancer also on your side. Look at this awesome friggin' energy for some of you that I'm picking up on. So, for those of you, I'm sending blessings. If you're like, damn, I wish, or you already checked out because this is not your reading, this to me feels like this next 18 months, God's saying here, this is where you belong. This is, you need to get out of that shit and get going this way. New direction with Cancer. All right, things could pick up pretty fast this week. Leo, you have the Devil card. So there is some unhealthy patterns, addictions, attachment fears that could be happening with the Leo that could potentially be holding you back. All right, so it doesn't mean we can't check in on this, see what's going on. Doesn't mean you have to leave somebody. It's just showing that this could be somebody that's not fully supporting you in all ways. that they can. Virgo, 3 of Cups. Virgo's got nothing but love for you. All right. Looks like you guys are just kind of figuring things out as you go. You enjoy each other's company, and they enjoy you, and they really do care, and they really do want the best of this situation. You could be getting together, just talking this week, so forth. Libra, 5 of Pentacles. Ooh, Libra feels like you're going to leave them behind in some way or another, or they just feel like you're good, you're too good for them, you deserve better. All right, so there's a problem lurking here with a Libra. So you may want to just, the 5s, remember you got 5s coming through. That's change. That doesn't mean that we got to break up, but it means facing some truth. And sometimes the decision is really hard. You may be moving towards better things, but a Libra, is comfortable where they're at, doesn't want to take on or finds the problems and everything. And it's just something to take a look at. Scorpio, 9 of Pentacles, all about your success. All right, so you and Scorpio here may be leveling up even. You guys seem to understand each other, very grounded energy. They have a lot of respect for you. Sagittarius, Sag is also like, what do you need? What do you do? So you may be going a different route with a Sagittarius this week, right? It's like they care, they're very sincere. They might be keeping it more friendly right now, and just not rushing into things. Capricorn, Cap's all about it. Fun, let's go. They're pretty excited this week. They may be happy to share the good news with you, or have good news, or you sharing your good news. But I'm seeing some flirting here with a Capricorn here, and they're very excited to see where things go. Aquarius, the Fool card. So they're also wanting to connect with you this week, right? And also showing up as being pretty supportive. Hey, just go for it. They're inspired by you. And they are definitely feeling some way towards you. So it's still kind of fresh, who knows? But the attraction is there. And Pisces, Ace of Pentacles. So Pisces also feeling pulled to make some sort of offer towards you as well. And maybe even getting the courage to take that first step. It's like, let's commit. Here's my truth. So a lot of good energies there for you, Taurus. Amazing week. Please come back and tell me. Hello, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. We're looking at July 27th through August 2nd. And in this week's reading, I am focused on the full moon that's coming in Aquarius. And our nodes are shifting into South Node Leo and North Node Aquarius. So this is a big shift, beginning of the next 18 months of your life, and particularly in your house of new beliefs and beyond your current circumstances right now. So looking out and beyond, what other things are you looking to do in your life? Are you looking to travel? Are you looking to go back to school? Are you looking to shift your life? Where in your life are you just feeling sort of held back, and you're wanting to take a bigger look at the bigger picture, right? So this next 18 months could be, releasing a lot of things and opening up a lot of new doorways. When it comes to, for some of you, you might want to even go back to school, all right? And I'm getting stand up for yourself here is your oracle for the week, number 16. Which can also be, the Tower card, which would also be number 7 though too. And 7 to me is, also reviewing and stopping for a second and taking a look at what you're doing in your life and where you've come, and how far you've come, and the choices that you've made, and whether or not the path that you're on is still in alignment with where you started. Your goals may have been different a year ago, and you may just have gotten stuck thinking a certain way or working towards something, but you're being asked to, all right, you got to this milestone, now you're here. So let's look at everything again and shift. Right. I love this word, bitch fire. Okay. So for some of you, maybe this is the week where sometimes you just got to call in the big QOS, the Queen of Swords or the King of Swords, right? And you got to stand up for yourself and say something to somebody and stick to your guns, right? And you know, there's a good time to do it. And this week you may find yourself saying things to people or talking to people and just saying no, or finally just saying, like, this is what I said, you know, this is what I mean, stop twisting my words, you know, and so forth, right? So standing up for yourself too, as well as also in the bigger picture. Nobody's going to do it like you can. Some of you may have some people that really support you and really do protect you and back you up. But this is where, you know, it comes to important decisions in our life. Only you can stand up for yourself. And you always got to be your own self-motivator in times when you know you really want to make change in your life. Now, the 16, I said the Tower. We'll see if it comes out today in tarot, but the Tower can be life-changing. It's a new direction. It's a wake-up call. It's realizing, you know, I've been trying to live in this kind of instability, this chaos in my life, or I've been trying to make something solid that's not solid. And I've seen it coming for a while, you know, the Tower, and it's time to make change. It's unavoidable for some of you. So let's see the energy for the week. And then your main challenge and what to watch for in love. And of course, I'll go through Aries through Pisces for that section. The good coming in and how others may show up for you this week. I have the Hermit card. So this right here is everything I said. So I'm not going to go around and repeat everything I said, but this feels like you have had a lot of experiences. You've been on a long road here, and now you're taking a different path, and it's time for some self-reflection. You know, you may be making a decision this week, you know, to take that trip. Like I said, you've outgrown something, or even a belief about a situation that you've been holding on for quite some time. And this is being able to take your experiences and look at them as a win, but just say to yourself, you know, maybe it is time for me to choose a new direction, a new path. A lot of wisdom here. So this week, it doesn't mean that you're going to be introverted. It doesn't mean that you're going to be alone or somebody's going to ghost you. It just means that there could be a lot of self introspection and reflection this week on your new direction. All right. Your energy, the 9 of Cups this week. So this could be a good week of a lot of wishes being fulfilled, right? Pretty vague, pretty general, but it is a good card to pull and to get when you're figuring things out, or you're focusing on yourself and you're thinking about the things that you want and you desire. And so there's a very warm and loving energy around you. So there could be some good people, good times still overall, just feeling good, having conversations about what makes you feel good, what would bring you satisfaction, and what would make you happy. You know, even though some of you may be, you know, fine or happy, but there could be something, you know, within or internally that's telling you to turn in a new direction. Your biggest challenge this week, the 4 swords, all right? So this can be talking about things, but then tucking it under the rug, right? Or meditating and laying down on your couch and thinking about it and using those beautiful words that you use all the time, and, you know, sleeping on it, you know, just keep on resting. And sometimes you can get overwhelmed, you know, but this week's going to be asking you to not just sleep on an idea, actually take that first step. So it's pushing you to take one concrete step towards your goals, your new vision, rather than just dreaming about it and thinking about it and thinking, I'm going to manifest it by sleeping, you know, or just keeping it in, right? Sometimes it can be just, these are my thoughts within, this is what I really want, but I'm not telling anybody, you know, so you're keeping yourself distant from your dreams. Now, what to watch for in love? I'm seeing the Strength card. I love this energy, but I'm going to say 2 different things in love. Some of you got your guards up. Some of you really strong. Some of you have been through, you know, some things, and you've got some boundaries. And so you've got some limits, you know, and you stay calm and cool, and you keep a lot of things in, is what I'm feeling here. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not social, you're not fun, but you're definitely very protective of yourself. And you can come off 2 different ways this way. Sometimes you can come off a little bit distant, withdrawn, very, you know, afraid to be vulnerable or look weak. And other times you can come across too strong, where you're not messing around. You're like, look, this is what I want. These are my boundaries. These are my goals. But what I'm seeing here, stand up for yourself, and the Strength card. Some of you might be taking some shit that you're not supposed to be taking, right? Maybe some of you are compromising. Some of you like, oh, I'm being patient, with this person or whatever. But, maybe your boundaries are, this is time when you need to kind of lose your shit, right? So every now and then I do say that with the Strength card. I'm like, all right, sometimes we can't just always, yeah, we have to have self-control. We don't want to end up in jail, so forth, right? It's a joke. But at the same time, we got to be strong and have the courage to say a really strong no, or I'm not doing this anymore, or speak my truth, not just to be patient with somebody. Now, you are building some really strong bonds in love for some of you. So, love brings challenges, and that's it. Everybody's story is different. But you should be able to feel a strong connection, like the bond is growing. I always say that. That's how you can tell. Like every single time there's a challenge or a situation, we get through something and we feel like there's some sort of change or growth, and we feel comfortable with what's going on. So unbroken bonds are definitely here, but we'll use this card and this card to do Aries through Pisces to see who's strong and what bonds are you building that you really need to say something about. Now, in life, I'm seeing 3 of Cups, all right? So you could be hanging out with some people this week, doing some good things, having some fun, socializing, this always reminds me of Orlando doing the bear run, the 5K, getting out there, doing something fun with some friends, just sharing some good quality time with people that you love, and lots of talking and socializing. Now, there could be some people that are coming in around you that are celebrating some wins and, wanting to hang out, wanting to share the time with you. And you have some good people, good times around you. So it just feels like some of you are being nudged in a different direction. Things are looking pretty good, but hey, I feel like there could be more in a sense. So what's the good coming in? I see the Sun card, right? I am seeing a blessing come in for you. With this energy, some luck changing for you, things lightening up. This could be a beautiful gift, a vacation, hanging out, going somewhere fun and celebrating. If some of you are connected to a Leo, this does represent a birthday. And it also represents a birth of something beautiful, like a romance, creativity, something where you can make money, entrepreneurship, and the sun shining, the sun clearing up this week. So there could be a good day this week where you're outside spending some time and something good happens. And it just feels overall very bright for you. Now, the 9 of Cups is your starting energy and the Sun card. So this tells me that this week could really be good for you when it comes to overall energy, just lifting your spirits up and people showing up. Let's see how others will show up. The Star card, you have the Sun and the Star card. So it feels like you're pretty much in alignment with most people around you this week. Everybody vibing well, everybody doing something fun. Maybe you're making plans again to hang out with somebody and to do things. And it just feels like people want you around. People like your presence, like being around you. The Star card, though, as well, for how people show up around you, people really do see you as somebody that's very inspirational. They see you doing good things. They see you, thinking about your dreams, talking about your dreams. But maybe some people want to see you move towards your dreams, make them happen. Because this can be, you can wish upon the stars and manifest and dream, but you have to take physical action towards your dreams. And other people see you as being something maybe more, or they see more of you. They think highly of you. Now, your advice this week is the Empress card. And the Empress card is nurturing and doing something this week that helps plant the seeds or helps grow and manifest what it is that you're trying to bring into your life. All right, you're given all the major arcana here to make some major good things to happen in your daily conversations, talking to people, influencing people, expressing yourself, getting your needs met, getting something you want, in alignment with some good energy. All right. So put down the old, you have the kind of the Tower, the Star here. It's like the old narrative of whatever it is you tell yourself is leaving. It's time to, step into this new version of yourself and start to see it form and grow this week. Now, you have a lot of major arcana. I'm seeing Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, Libra, Leo is very strong in your reading as well, and Virgo. So with all this being said, let's see what's happening in your love relationship. Aries through Pisces this week, all right? We're looking at the Strength card and we're looking at the Three of Cups. So it feels like somebody's really loving your vibe. And I am seeing here the courage to have some boundaries. Aries, Lovers card. All right, you guys really do feel each other. You vibe well. So if you're going through any challenges, this tells me here that maybe you guys are just, you're feeling a certain way about each other, but it's like, I don't want to look vulnerable, or we're just dealing with some challenges. But whatever it is, whatever challenges is bringing the bond closer together, and it actually is very strong. So I would say whatever you're doing with an Aries, let love lead the way. Of course, don't ignore any red flags, right? Taurus, Knight of Swords. So there's a purpose here with you in Taurus, and it feels like you guys maybe not be able to figure it out all the time, or things are constantly changing or moving fast, or things get said and we don't know. But we can tend to get in our heads with the Knight of Swords with a Taurus. And you may be having a conversation this week about the purpose of this relationship and where it's going. There could be just a misunderstanding, and we need to clear it up by speaking up. All right, same thing, Gemini, Ace of Swords here. Trust in your word, having these ideas, having this conversation with another Gemini, and being clear about your intentions. It looks like you could be getting clarity from a Gemini this week. Cancer, the Emperor card. Cancer looks like they're geared up and ready to go, very interested in establishing something with you. Leo, you have the Knight of Wands. Leo showing up with some really good energy. It looks like a fun date or doing something fun. But this could be where you may need to speak up and ask where's this going, if it's been going on for a while, because this energy can be, it's fun until it's not, or it's fun until somebody disappears. And, we feel the chemistry, but if you're wanting something more. Let's see, Virgo, the Moon card. So with a Virgo, things seem to be uncertain this week. I would say don't jump to conclusions just yet. They may be trying to figure out their feelings. Libra seems to have feelings for you, and they're coming towards you. This can be a conversation that just feels like, I know something's here, or they're trying to tell you something. Scorpio, it's got nothing but love for you. They may reach out this week. You may find that you guys are, strengthening your bond together. It just feels like you both are in alignment. Sagittarius, Two of Cups as well. It looks like your relationship is continuing to grow. Just take it day by day. Capricorn, Four of Cups. I would say check in with this one. You may need to speak up. It doesn't look like you're feeling fulfilled, or feels like you're wanting this more than they are, or they're not showing as much interest as you want them to. So you may want to speak up with the Capricorn, Scorpio, Sag, Cap. Aquarius, Ace of Cups, so you got something forming with an Aquarius. Take it slow right now and see how it unfolds. And Pisces, the Fool card. So also with a Pisces too, it seems like they're drawn to you. They want a fresh start with you. They're interested, but they're in this energy of, let's just see where things go and take it day by day. I love you, Gemini. Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising. We are looking at July 27th through August 2nd. And this week, I'm focused in this reading on the full moon in Aquarius and the Sun in Leo. And the nodes changing, right? So the node is changing, South node into Leo, and the North node into Aquarius. All right, so this is going to be happening for you in one of the houses of trust and intimacy and shared resources. All right, so this next 18 months, and I have, look at this, is 13, right? Transformation, very Plutonian energy, the death energy. And this card says lioness, right? So that even brings in that strong Leo energy. So maybe some of you are cuspers, but this Leo season is really going to be highlighting and lighten up and bring into surface, the things that used to bring you joy, or maybe, or showing you where you've earned all your stripes, right? So you've battled, you've gone, but maybe you've got rough around the edges. You've got that strength that, and now I have to learn to trust again. Now I have to learn to share my independency with somebody. Now I have to learn to open up my heart again. And, maybe for some of you, letting somebody do something for you. So this is a very vulnerable energy. It's about sharing on such a deeper level. And it may hit, and especially in house 8, like sometimes it's like you don't realize it. You're fine the way you are until you realize that one of the root issues maybe in a relationship is that somebody else may be feeling the lack of depth, or you may be feeling the lack of depth in a situation. And it comes down to that, all this that you've been through, that it's, you're stronger than you are, and you're more protective of letting people in than you thought. Right. So let's take a look at what's starting this week, because the full moon can, start this off with, bringing to light, or there's been a situation that's finally culminating, that's finally, finishing up or showing you something, revealing something this week. And it can also be a release of the part of you that you're ready to let go. And it's just beginning this journey for the week. All right, so let's see the energy, your main challenge, what's going on in love, and then I'll look at Aries through Pisces with that as well, and the good stuff coming in. So I have the 5 of Wands, and this is that fighter energy, right? And I have the Temperance card, and this here to me feels like anything that's out of balance in your life this week, or things that you may have been trying to avoid. And it's unavoidable anymore, especially with the 5 of Wands. It feels like it's an internal, energy where you're feeling frustrated at times, maybe wanting things to move a little quicker, maybe tired of waiting for other things. Maybe you're chill and yet you're still feeling unsettled in some ways. Life is feeling good. You're over, I see fairy tale, but you're over the fairy tale. And, you're just at a place where, but it still feels like something is off or something's missing. And let's see your biggest challenge here. And it could be other people stressing you out, right? The biggest challenge, the World card. So you may be restless this week because you've accomplished all that you need to accomplish in this past chapter of your life, this past year, this past, several months. And now there's a stuck energy, Cancer. It's like the World card is showing up as your biggest challenge. It's like, maybe if I don't need anyone, I've made it this far without anyone, but really what hides deeper in that is if I don't need anyone, then, I can't be left. But at the same time, it's like, I want to start something new with the World card. I want to begin this new chapter, but yet I'm not letting anybody in. So you can see where I guess the conundrum is what you would call. Now, there's also the 5 of Wands too. It just feels like you're over the drama. You're not, you may be connecting with people, but it just seems like, I don't want to play this. I don't want to fight for something. I don't want to have to work so hard for something. I just don't want to deal with all this noise coming from other people. Because the 5 of Wands this week can show you where, some things are really bothering you. You can't hide it anymore, especially if there's frustration when it comes to a shared life, or you want somebody else to, you want to be able to trust somebody, or you want to be able to move forward and see some change and evolve and happen in a relationship, but you're not seeing it. It's a constant challenge for you. You may be feeling extra, to have that conversation, because it's just, you don't want to fix everybody else's problems. You've been there and done it too many, yourself. So in love, I see the 10 of Pentacles. Now, this tells me that you're really wanting this, this shared aspect of your life. You're wanting to bring somebody home. You're wanting to build a comfortable family. You're wanting to feel settled. And, you have a lot of support around you. It seems like you have, for many of you, people that really consider you, important to them in their life. Now, you may be building upon a relationship right now. But again, I see the challenge, and I'll look at Aries through Pisces, is letting somebody else carry some of the weight, letting somebody else show up and be responsible, and actually holding somebody accountable, and to commitment, because it looks like that's your next step. It looks like that's what you want, and you're wanting something to, you wanting to feel safer and deepen in your connections, and knowing that both of you, or whoever it is that's in your life, that you're on the same page, and that the goal is the same. We have the same goals. Now, in life in general, I see Two of Pentacles. It seems like it's kind of happening for you. You got a lot going on, right? You've maybe taken on a lot. You know how to hang, you know how to make it work, you know how to dodge and pivot, you know how to adjust, you know how to maintain. It tells me that you got it going on, you're figuring it out, you're doing your thing, and just prioritize, right? But also I can see how love and life is kind of been kind of all over the place, kind of intermingling. I need a balance here. This is where sharing and being with somebody right now who's going to do this life with you, who is going to help maintain and help balance everything and help bring it all together. So it looks like you're in a really important area of your life right now, where you can't be messing around with people that are giving you a headache. It's like, you're either with me or you're not. We're moving forward or we're not, because you can't carry the brunt of everything. I mean, you could, but it looks as though it may cause this internal aggravation or anger or resentment towards always having to be the one to make the plans, do the things, and so forth. Now, in life, this could also be you're carrying a lot of weight for everybody else around. You're always adapting to everybody else's situation. And, and sometimes, maybe you like that, you like being the one in charge, but we got to share responsibilities here. All right. So what's good coming in this week? And I see the Moon card. The full moon may really manifest something that's been weighing on you lately, something about your future. It's like, this is a deepening energy. The Moon card talks about secrets coming up. There could be a secret this week, something being cleared, something being released, maybe even, in your changing circumstances around you, your environment could be changing. And remember, this is good. So it feels like something is being revealed for you this week that could be important to a decision that you need to make about your own future. This is your energy, Cancer energy, and it feels like, this hidden truth too may come up for you as well. A very strong emotional truth about where you feel you're needing more nurturing or loving in your life or situation, right? So the full moon is going to culminate, is going to bring something major to light that has been dormant possibly for you. And it could be something that you're working on the rest of the year too. Now, how are other people showing up for you in this week in general? I see the King of Wands. You may have somebody very influential in your life this week. You have Aries, Leo, Sag energy, strong Leo energy here. And it seems like people really adore you. They're really drawn to you, and they really can see a future with you, right? But it just seems like somewhere maybe you're not feeling as though everybody's playing their part, right? Or things are kind of up in the air here. It's like, what is the next step here? We can't just keep going back and forth. We have a plan, but now we've got to work together, and we've got to take that next step here in order to get to the Ten of Pentacles, because it feels like you're kind of stuck here, the challenge, the World card. You're ready for something big. Your advice on how to work with this, the Eight of Wands, speak your truth here. The Eight of Wands is having that conversation with someone and, telling them your truth, being, letting someone, tell them what you need. Let them carry half, whatever, let them see where you feel like, you're getting a little anxious. Things need to be more consistent. and you're ready to do something more. You're ready for something more. We need to share. We need to share the responsibilities of the relationship. All right. Now, if those of you, we'll see with Aries to Pisces, if you're in a relationship and it just feels like it's stuck, it's not going anywhere, the full moon may bring to light, this person is just, not bringing to the table what you're looking for. And it's up to you to decide, or to ask yourself why you're hanging on. It could be a fear that's coming up. You might not see or expect or think somebody else is coming into your life. Could be the major one. Now, let's see Aries through Pisces. You have strong fire showing up for you, and even a Pisces showing up for you. But let's see who, you're kind of up in the air here. Let's see what's going on this week with an Aries. The Tower card. So talk about facing some sort of truth here with an Aries. Things are going to shake up a little bit, right? It's like we need to figure out what's going on here. This can be a makeup, breakup, or a wake-up call. It's like something's unstable, something is not working, and we may be deciding to have some sort of conversation because something needs to change. It could, be mindful the Tower can be some sort of argument or unexpected shock that comes in. Now, Taurus, I see the Eight of Cups. It feels like they're trying to walk away. And it's not because they don't have feelings, but they feel stuck themselves and something's telling them that it's time. So you and a Taurus, you may be calling it, giving each other space or just kind of letting each other go. Gemini, it feels like this could be where frustration could get to you if you're feeling like they're not respecting your boundaries, or you just need to speak your truth about what the next step is. It could be very challenging and a difficult conversation to have, but it's one worth having because this could get you out of being stuck and moving forward with them. Cancer, I see Six of Wands. Cancer is like, this is your week. You're confident, you're looking good. You had the Five of Wands to begin with. Now you have the Six of Wands here. It's like you got to walk your own way. You got to do your own thing and just not continue to be unseen, or meld in with the group. And this is about stepping up. And you and another Cancer, you really could be just kind of getting away from everybody and doing your own thing and deciding to, see where this relationship goes. You could be very successful together. Leo, Eight of Pentacles. You and Leo, it feels as though the commitment's getting deeper. You may decide to share things, move in together, connect with each other. I mean, really make it happen. Improvements happening with you and a Leo. Virgo, also, having a conversation this week, and it just feels like you don't really have to beg for your needs to get met. It's like they really do want to tend to you. They want to make you see that they care and that they're there. Libra, I have Eight of Swords. So there's still something going on with a Libra here that just seems very uncertain. It's like you're always kind of questioning, or they're always kind of questioning too, whether or not you guys just, can get past something, or if you guys just really meld or you get along, So there is some questions coming in with the Libra energy as well. So this week, just know that things are still unsettled. Scorpio, Five of Swords as well. There could be disagreement with the Scorpio. Maybe it's like, how many times you got to explain yourself. They understand, they know, they see. They might have other things going on, or, listening to other people. But either way, it's just very strong mixed signals here that you're still, so questions in conversation, or just throwing in the flag. Sagittarius, I'm seeing the Four of Cups, just not as interested. They have feelings. They don't know what to do with them yet. Are they enough? Do I want to do this? Maybe you're still feeling like, you just want to cheer them up, whatever. But they're not in a good place right now. Capricorn, I see the Justice card. So you may get some peace with the Capricorn. You guys finally deciding what's right, what's fair, having a conversation. Are we going to commit? Are we going to find closure? Aquarius, Knight of Pentacles. you know, they're pretty serious about a commitment here, you know, so it could be challenging. It takes work, but this one here is slow and steady, so they could win the race. Pisces, Ace of Wands. So looks like Pisces getting ready, very excited to start something up with you or to talk to you, communicate with you. I love you, Cancer. Happy birthday, Leo. Welcome to July 27th through August 2nd. And this is going to be a good start to your Leo season. I'm focusing on the full moon in Aquarius this week. And the nodes shifted into your sign, the South Node Leo, North Node Aquarius. And this is in your relationship department, right? So this is going to be the beginning of the next 18 months when it comes to your relationships. And already I'm getting started with let them go. All right. So somebody is speaking to my Leos directly right now and saying, you know, they burned it, burn it down. You know, 18 is here. Transmute this energy. It feels like you've been living in the fog, or, you know, constantly anxiety, anxiousness, wondering about your future, wondering about what to do. And the energy has gotten so much for some of you that it's like it's been well overdue to finally just drop something, because right now you're entering a very big faded you know, time of your life right now where you could find the right person, where you could really be with somebody that is you're not performing, you're not having to be a certain way just to, you know, kind of make sure or check or validate the relationship. Now, if there's some of you here, we'll look at Aries through Pisces. I'm going to look at the energy for the week, but you may be in a good place. You know, you may not have to let anybody go, but the let them go too could also be just let it be. Let the worries go. If this person is meant to be with you right now, you will go through tests and challenges that will strengthen the bond or break the bond. So let's see. You kind of got the moon energy there, and the full moon is coming up. That's going to culminate, that's going to manifest, it's going to bring something to light that either needs to be released or finalized, or it's going to manifest fully as what it's meant to be. All right. Now, I have the Wheel of Fortune for your energy of the week, and this is bringing in some sort of destined energy for you. And I feel like I just said all that, right? So your biggest challenge is the Six of Cups, right? And the biggest challenge for you could be, you know, this is, I want a soulmate. I have feelings with somebody. I've spent time with somebody. I just know this person. This person feels familiar. Or, you know, with the Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Cups, this can be your pattern. You tend to go back to what feels familiar, and that is South Node Leo as well too, which is going to be testing you over the next 18 months. You know, there is some really good stuff about, you know, South Node Leo. It's like familiar, remembering who you are. I think of it that way. You know, there are places where we just are comfortable with ourselves, you know, where we feel authentic. But also for some of you, if you feel like you just don't know who you are or have been for the past few years, you know, this can be too that some things coming around with this South Node that feels familiar to you, that feels comfortable. But as a lesson, it could be also that you tend to go back to relationships that that you are just, you know what to expect. And the North Node is trying to break you from that so that you connect with new people that are evolved with where you're at now, so that you can also continue to evolve. Now, you may be wanting the past to come back, and for somebody, you know, who knows deep inside, it's like, I've got to let go of the past. I've got to give myself a chance, but I feel constantly pulled. Sometimes we're pulled to a person, not because we're meant to be with the person. The lesson is to let them go. You know, it's, I've outgrown this. But so fadedness this week, there could be a faded moment this week where a relationship does enter your life. The opportunity is to connect with somebody who really sees you. who really just feels drawn to you. And it could feel familiar. It could be somebody from your past, high school, earlier days than that, college, or an old place you worked. You might run into somebody, and it could be a whole new start with somebody, turning over a new leaf, but with somebody that feels like you've known them. All right. So now in love, I'm seeing the Eight of Swords. All right. This is where, Leo, I'm going to look at Aries through Pisces for you. We are seeing the problem is you just feel like you've invested so much. You have love for somebody. You care about somebody, but you can't seem to get reciprocation from somebody. And it's keeping you stuck. And to me, it feels like you've seen the signs. You've already dealt with them. You don't, you doubt. You have so many stories about this that it's hard to let go of the stories that you have about a situation. And as long as you have all these kind of doubts or stories about somebody, you're never going to allow yourself to let the relationship grow, because there's some trust issues there. Now in life, I'm seeing the Queen of Wands. In life, it seems like it's get up and go time. All right. This is you. This is you in your power. This is you not underestimating yourself. You running the show. So you may have a lot of things going for you. And this year could be, this week could be the start of some new things coming in for you, some destined turns in your life, right? When it comes to career, when it comes to just life in general. But I feel like you've been working really hard with this card to get to where you're at, and you have a big heart. So your journey the next 18 months with the nodes is going to be, why are you underestimating yourself in relationships if you're showing up as the Queen of Wands? You may want to, well, you're kind of being asked in the stars right now to revisit that. So let's see the good stuff coming this week. The Six of Wands. So we are seeing some little wins. Focus on some of the little victories that you have. You may get noticed. You may feel seen at work. You may feel like something you've been working on, challenged with, you're finally completing. Remember that full moon is also a culmination. It's also a completion of something you've been working on. This could be a raise, a status change, getting attention, even social media, maybe feeling more alive, feeling like people see you, you're being validated, so some good little wins here. It might not be this huge win, but it definitely feels like a really good vibe this week of people, paying you back, or you're seeing where your hard work is paying off. Now, how other people are showing up for you, the Three of Swords. It seems like somebody is disappointing you. I don't feel like this is everybody in your life, obviously, the Three of Swords. But it does feel like somebody's got you stuck because it's not going the way you thought it was going to go, and you just feel kind of disappointed. You may be, feeling like a situation is ending, there's separation, or you constantly have separation anxiety with somebody because the way they're showing up, the Three of Swords, they just, it's heartbreaking energy. It's like, I keep disappointing you, and and I'm feeling like this is just love. People around you here, the Six of Wands, you're noticing that you are in the spotlight. You are seen from a lot of people. A lot of people adore you. A lot of people admire you. And then I'm seeing, this Three of Swords where, the one you want is the one that just won't give you the attention that you're seeking. And they're living too much rent-free in your head. Your advice, the Seven of Wands. This is where you got to call the shots. You got to create some boundaries and defend yourself, protect yourself. And we are seeing some fire here. Enough's enough is what I'm getting for somebody, or maybe a lot of you. All right, so let's take a look at Aries through Pisces and see what's going on. So let's dive in. It looks like you're underestimating yourself in this one area of your life. Aries, Eight of Wands. All right. So there's a lot of fire there between you and Aries. And maybe it's just about slowing down this week, because the anxiety can take over, excitement can take over, and we're trying to move too fast. And with an Aries, they're kind of like that too with you, but then sometimes it's short-lived, right? So it depends on where you're at, but it looks pretty exciting with an Aries. It seems like, they are feeling very drawn to you. Taurus, the Fool card. You have the Taurus coming around here too. as well. Remember, if you're single, some of this can be new people coming into your life, but a Taurus is like just ready. It feels like this week could be very exciting with a new experience with a Taurus. Gemini, the Hierophant. All right, so you and Gemini possibly leveling up in a connection, feeling, or you're checking your values, right? Are we in a commitment? Is it solid? You could enter into a commitment, or this could lead to a commitment with a Gemini. Cancer, Queen of Pentacles. So I'm seeing a very grounded energy with the Cancer this week. So that being responsible, holding themselves accountable, showing up, and maybe making plans and sticking through with them. Leo, Two of Wands, right? So you have options, you have a choice to make, you're at a crossroads here, which means that you could be dealing with somebody or a couple people, and one is just holding you back. But this week looks like you could be getting together with another Leo, or at least discussing it. Virgo looking good for you. Virgo looks like a lot of this feels like new. So if some of you are, the challenge here is the Six of Cups you had. If some of you are torn between a past person that you can't let go of and a new person that's on your mind right now, that's what I'm seeing, is that you're kind of being pushed to go with the newer person and see where it takes you. The Sun card with the Virgo is falling in love and new experiences this week. Now, Libra, you have the Moon card. So Libra could be where, you're just constantly left feeling emotional and uncertain of where things are going. This week, the full moon could really illuminate how your biggest anxiety, your biggest fear over this situation with a Libra. It's too soon to tell, though, so this isn't a guarantee of the outcome. So just be mindful of that. It's just that there's just a constant sort of deceptive energy there. Like you just don't know what's really going on. Scorpio, the Chariot card. So it looks like you and Scorpio kind of focused on the same direction. You both want to see each other improve. You want to see each other, you want to see each other. All right. Sagittarius, the World card. So things coming together with you and a Sagittarius. All right. This week could be a real, the conclusion, the whole story finally wrapping up. What's going on here? Capricorn, I see conversation, King of Swords, so being pretty clear about their intentions this week. And Aquarius, they have feelings, they don't know, not enough, not sure what to do with what's going on right now. So you may still get a standoffishness with an Aquarius. And Pisces, I'm seeing the Death card. So it looks like it's time to move on from Pisces. It's inevitable, something is changing. It's a letting go energy with the Pisces. I love you, Leo. All right, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising. We're looking at July 27th through August 2nd. My focus this week is the full moon in Aquarius and the shifting of the nodes into South Node Leo, North Node Aquarius. So this is the next 18 months. The nodes have shifted out of your sign. So you should have felt a wrap up maybe of the last 18 months. I have the number 15 and I have a garden. Something lovely will grow from this. All right. So what you are forming, you see the sword here and you see the flower, right? So this feels like a fresh energy, new start. It's going to be in your daily life. And so if you have anything going on with work, health, routines, service, things that you do, everyday stuff that that either doesn't work anymore or it's working, you're going to see that your work is going to pay off. There's going to be a shift maybe in your schedule, and this is the start of it, the Ace of Swords. So you have a fresh, awesome energy here. Yay. I'm so glad to be out of that South Node crap with Virgo. So if you are currently engaging in a new situation, this is saying something lovely will grow from this. All right. And we are beginning. So maybe your relationships right now could be in 18 months, a part of your daily routine. And if you're connected, I'll look at Aries through Pisces. First, I'm going to look at the energy of the week. If you're connected with somebody still, and you're not seeing your schedules vibe, that could be a sign that, are we looking for, are we starting something with the right person, right? Because this is about the grind now. This is about bringing somebody into your life and combining your daily activities. So we see this 7 of Wands. I do see a week of getting stuff done and pushing yourself a little bit. And this could be a part of what I'm seeing here when it comes to the full moon and the week already beginning. If you're constantly pushing yourself or you're living on the edge, you may be seeing signs that I've got to tone it down a little bit. I don't have to work so hard. Why am I working this hard, right? Or maybe you have to work, to get ahead. But this is also saying be mindful that you are pushing yourself and you could burn the candle out at both ends. So grounding yourself this week. I am seeing some extra energy come in. Maybe some of you have been feeling fueled. And this is very motivational. This is, you have the energy to do it, but just it is saying be mindful of exhaustion, of overexerting yourself. Even in relationships, you got to pull back a little bit and let others do for you. Now, your biggest challenge is the Wheel of Fortune, is repeating the same shit that we've already worked on. That South Node in Virgo was kind of shaking us up not to always go back to that mindset of perfectionism, having to get everything done, having to figure it all out today, having to push so that we, always improving, right? And that's a lesson. So this week too, you can see spinning your wheels. You can see overexerting yourself in situations, especially if you feel stuck this week. Stuck might be a sign that is saying, this is not ready. This is not the path. Don't force this, all right? Let it roll on its own, because the Wheel of Fortune is showing a new destined turning point. And so things, as the boat is starting to turn in a new direction, it can cause a little rattling, and you may want to tend to things or push things or not understand what's going on. And you're being asked, just let go of the helm right now. Let the direction form, let the situation happen without controlling it. Luck is changing for you with the Wheel of Fortune here. Let's see in love, all right, the 5 of Pentacles. So this is where the support comes in when it comes to love. You've had a really good energy with Venus was in your sign, and it feels like people being very attentive, but maybe you still feel somewhat distant from somebody, still feeling like, somebody's not quite letting you in, or you're not letting somebody in just yet. You may be dealing with somebody, do they actually fit? Do they actually, are you trying to make something work because you have a dream or a daydream, a fantasy about a situation, and you want something to work? But the 5 of Pentacles is going to bite you in the ass. It's later on, it's going to be like, am I forcing something and still I feel like nothing's changing? So there's going to be a question here when I go through Aries through Pisces. Who's making you feel like they're keeping you at arm's length? Because this is going to be the next 18 months of you melding with somebody. Your daily life is going to change, which means, adjustments with each other. It's sort of the Knight of Pentacles energy. We got to adjust our lifestyles for each other. And is somebody willing to do so? Now, life in general, I see the High Priestess. You're continuing to follow your path. I feel like intuitively you know what you need to do. Your intuition is high. It seems like you've got it going on when it comes to just following your path. But I am seeing observe more and listen more. So quiet, maybe pulling back a little bit and observing people and seeing what's going on, because there could be other opportunities this week coming your way. So listen more this week rather than taking action, and observing and trusting your intuition when it comes to decisions, when it comes to life. All right. And especially if it's internal or health, stuff could be showing up as well too. Now, the good news coming in this week is the Strength card. Feeling better, feeling stronger, feeling energetic, and feeling like some of your bonds are growing and getting stronger as well with the Strength card. Now, you may physically feel capable of pushing and doing things because you are showing up with a lot of strength this week. All right. But again, this is where you're spinning your wheels and you don't want to, always have to go, 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 go. So let's see how other people are showing up for you. The King of Swords. All right, so people, looks like communication is on point, people being honest with you, people being straightforward. So with that being said, and people being open about talking about the future, this Love card is 5 of Pentacles. Are we able to address some sort of problem that we have, or is somebody going to shut down? So I am feeling like you need to observe somebody's actions this week. Is it all talk, or are they really going to take action? Because this person here can keep you at a distance and be aloof. Yeah, that sounds great, but I just feel still like they're withdrawn or detached. Now, how should you deal with this week? Your advice? Come on. There's the Knight of Pentacles. All right, you're making some serious adjustments and grinding. All right, so this is going to be a week. I'm going to sum it up of, is this person, matching my everyday? Are we working together? Are we starting to meld our lives? Are we starting to put things together? Are we on the same page? Do we have enough in common? Are our schedules going to last long term? Or am I trying to make somebody fit who doesn't even have anything in common with me? And how am I going to make this work in the future? Right? So the Strength card here is having the courage and being strong enough to face some sort of truth, especially with that full moon. You have an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini showing up for you, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and a Pisces. But let's see who's going somewhere this week with Aries through Pisces. Aries, King of Cups, right? Aries got a lot of love for you. It looks like your relationship is naturally deepening on its own. You guys feel each other. So we see in Aries, it looks like, I'm going to look at this card too here. It seems like something lovely will grow from you and an Aries. And Taurus, right? I have the Death card, right? So we are seeing maybe some things run its course. Maybe you've changed a lot and it's time to move on, but I am seeing possible end in here with a Taurus. Or, maybe this doesn't always have to be an end into a relationship, so I don't want to freak you guys out. It could be an end into a pattern, something that's been going on with you guys, and now there's been a lot of change and we're moving forward. Gemini is ready to cruise forward with you. Both you guys seem to want to see where this goes. You just feel pulled to explore the relationship. So things could run smooth with you and a Gemini this week. Cancer, 3 of Swords. You may find yourself making a decision, and it might, it may have been difficult, but it might be what needs to happen. You could be separated still with a Cancer. Leo is on point. So Leo's got a good energy this week. Go back to their reading. It feels like, relationships are on point for them right now. They're really looking for the one, and, you could be their one. Virgo, the Tower card. Right. So that speaks volumes for what I was picking up here. But now this energy up here it's like a Tower card happening for you, but it's not like a heavy. It's more like observe what's going on. You may finally the full moon might say, this just isn't stable. It's all right, but it's not stable. So there is some change happening here with you and another Virgo. You may decide to make up, break up, or just wake up to the problems that are happening and rebuild. Libra, the Moon card. Things are uncertain with you and a Libra. You might need to give it a little bit more time to figure out if this is actually going somewhere. Scorpio, a lot of love for you. It looks like you and Scorpio always seem to find your hearts back with each other, or just have a lot of love for each other, interested in getting together. Sagittarius, if something's happening with you and a Sag, right? Their heart is aware of you and emotions are growing. So it's just getting off to a good start. Capricorn, I see a lot of nonsense. I see some negative energy here. There's some doubts and they're still showing up here. So you may be questioning this week. Aquarius, all right. So Aquarius may come out of silence if they've been kind of holding back. They're just trying to figure out what they really want, and they tend to pull away. And you do have strong Aquarius showing up in your reading. And Pisces, Queen of Wands. So Pisces sees you. Pisces is like, I'm looking for somebody in my life too as well. And you seem to be really, really grabbing my attention. All right. I love you guys. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising. Welcome to your weekly forecast, July 27th through August 2nd. I'm looking at, we have a nodal shift this week, South Node Leo, Aquarius North Node, and we have a full moon in Aquarius, and Mercury is direct now moving forward. So hopefully feeling those shifts. Confidence, it comes with time and practice, right? And so there could be some, maybe you are off to a new start, you're trying new things, you've got a plan set, right? We have 23 showing up, which can be 5, and that's challenges. You're being challenged, but this is being challenged in a good way, not being challenged, like, come on, another test. It's challenging your confidence this week. And, you're not going to get it right all the time, first time. Sometimes maybe you will, but, practice makes perfect seems to be your motto for the week. And practice does make perfect. So even if you're just getting back out there, you're talking to somebody and you think, oh, why did I say that? Why did I do that? Right? Just show up again the next day and do it over. Do it again, right? That's how you get to know what this new circumstance is that you might be encountering this week. And it's also a reminder too, if you're thinking about getting out of your comfort zone, that nobody has it right. You have an ace, you have a sword right here. Nobody has it right the first time going in, and sometimes it can be beginner's luck, right? But give yourself a little bit of grace this week. Let's see the energy, main challenge for you, and what to watch for in love with Aries through Pisces, and life and the good come in. All right, I have the Fool card. So this is Uranus energy too. And this is where like unexplained things can happen, new experiences coming in, and we can't always be prepared for it. It's like most of us want to know all the do's and don'ts, all the, how to make it perfect so everything can be easy, nothing can go wrong. I want to be comfortable when I get there, but the Fool energy is telling you this is not the time for that. This is the time to just tap into taking a leap of faith, even if, you do get a couple bruises and so forth, trying to, stumble through this newness, this new energy that is coming in right now. It's worth the challenge. It's worth to push yourself, because there is a fresh energy for you, and there's new experiences that are trying to pop into your life this week, right? And even if it's you're in a new relationship, right, and you're questioning it, or you're in a new job and you're questioning it, or you're in a new life, just left a relationship and you're getting fresh started, this is where you got to start somewhere, and it will take some time. Now you have an Aries energy there, which is also initiation, courage, and so forth. And I have the Hanged Man. It's time, all right, because you've been hanging around for a while, kind of hanging on this tree, thinking about things, thinking about all kinds of things you want to bring into your life, manifestations. You're changing too, Libra. This is where your past life, even yesterday, even the timeline you were on is no longer fit in your needs anymore. You may have been trying to make it fit, but the more you stay somewhere where you're not in alignment anymore, the more aggravating it gets. All right. So this pause here, this kind of limbo, this kind of energy that maybe you've been in for a while, is saying we're coming out of this now, and you're not going to know exactly where you fit or who you are or what you're supposed to look like just yet. That's coming in time. Let the universe, let God direct you. Your main challenge this week is the Six of Swords, which is exploring. All right. It's getting out of old patterns that keep you safe. All right. This is let yourself go. Let yourself go somewhere. Let yourself, if you get invited, pay attention to invitations this week. This is go for a drive. This is get out of your comfort zone. This is, take that trip that you've been thinking about. Plan for it. Even if money's an issue, it'll somehow, if this is your calling to go somewhere, it'll work itself out. It'll find its way. You will figure it out, right? But this is moving on from a difficult situation that maybe you've been sitting in too long as well, or you've been questioning everything. And sometimes there's just no answers to the situation that you're in. And we do have to take that turn. It's like, how long am I going to sit and think and analyze and create this story in my head, about a situation that isn't even in my reality just yet? I'm pondering, I'm thinking, I've lived in this fantasy for a while, and nothing has changed in my 3D reality because I haven't taken physical action towards where it is I'm trying to go. And maybe some of you, the problem is the direction. I don't know what's next for me. And that's what the Fool is saying. You don't need to know. You just got to show up and be open to explore new opportunities that are coming your way. People saying, do something. Somebody asked me to go to a 5K and I'm like, nope. So that was a perfect not to do this week for you. But I'm not ready to run a 5K, all right? I'm not a runner. I don't like to run. I've done it before in the past and just don't want to do it again. Not yet, right? But that's what I'm saying. Like that opportunity, if somebody's trying to get you to try something new, you are being asked to explore it because there's some treasure in that for you. All right, so what to watch for in love? I'm seeing the Ten of Swords, trying to go back, trying to hang on, trying to, this can be and make excuses. And I'm sorry, this can be for maybe somebody. It's like, but I'm still, but something is over. Something's in the past. Something belongs in the past. Maybe during the retrograde, a lot of that energy was coming up for you, and it's just you still want to kind of figure it out. You don't want to leave it behind, and that can be the Six of Swords, which is the main challenge. It's like you're still trying to fix something. You're still trying to figure something out. You're still trying to figure out another way you could say something or explain yourself or try to figure out why something happened. But the Ten of Swords says to me as a reader that this is something that you've been trying to figure out for it's been keeping you stuck. It's been keeping you so stuck. It's time. If something wants to leave, let it leave because it is holding you back at this point. All right. So we'll take a look at Aries through Pisces and see what's going on with that. All right. Because there could be some endings that is happening or situations that just need to be kind of let them leave your timeline. Right. Or there could be you're coming out of a situation freshly because you're wanting to come out of a situation. It's time, but now you're hesitant to get into a new situation because I've been betrayed or I've had a difficult time, and now how am I supposed to trust? And that's the Fool card too. So your cards are going to show in love whether something is having a difficult start because you're afraid to advance, or opposite. Right. So in life, I'm seeing the Queen of Swords. You are showing up in life with a lot of ideas and a lot of visions. Queen of Swords, pretty clear about what it is you want and what it is that what it is you want to see yourself doing. I mean, you seem to be a high achiever. That's a good Libra quality. Very smart, very intelligent, but sometimes we can hold ourselves back with these two cards here, and because it says I can see every perspective, so I can have analysis paralysis, or I can judge or prejudge everything, and my discernment I is so on guard, because look at the Ten of Swords here in love. Discernment for you means no to everything. No to everything, especially here, because this can be bitterness, resentfulness, not wanting to get screwed over again, hell no. And it can bring a coldness to you. And it can also show that in life in general, you're in charge. You do what you want. You make your own choices. You're pretty much right on the spot with most of your decisions. But it seems like with love, maybe you got hit with a curveball. And so you're questioning, yourself as well. Now, this can also be too that many of you are so focused in life on all your other areas that love tends to be, I want it, but it's got to be on my terms. And so I'm not sure if I'm really open to it. Like you kind of give off a presence here, like I'm good to go with myself and however I'm doing things. But yet I really, really, really want to be vulnerable and want to let love in. But I just, I can't. So I'm going to focus on my life instead. And then love seems to take the backstage, right? Say back, sits in the back for a while. You know what I'm trying to say. All right. So the good stuff coming in life this week, the Judgment. So there's an important moment where you've got to pull yourself out of this darkness, this story that you're telling yourself. You have the nodes going into it's South Node Leo, North Node Aquarius, right? And it's going to be, mainly for the risings, but Sun, Moon, Rising in your house of romance. So the next 18 months is going to be around that. And it's going to be around being vulnerable, softening up, and trusting the right people and discernment. So knowing when to cut the ones that are going to go nowhere. The potential is just, I can't keep sitting here in a situation, kind of looking at the bigger picture, like something could come out of this. So I'm going to wait it out. Like it's not making you happy. It's not fulfilling you, right? You're in this limbo position, and you're being asked to take a full-blown challenge with the Fool card. And you got the Seven of Cups underneath the Fool card, which can tell me, you really want this. You've been fantasizing about true love coming into your life, but you got to make it a reality now. Right. So the Judgment card this week is something turning your life in a new direction. And maybe as somebody or something coming into your life, that be mindful of not prejudging a book by its cover, because with Aquarius energy, North Node, there could be romance coming into your life in a way that you least expected, or somebody that is so different from your norm that it's just like, I didn't know somebody could take my heart like this, but that could be what's happening over the next 18 months for you. And the full moon this week in Aquarius may illuminate the start to that, right? Or may clear up some of the issues here with the Ten of Swords being here that really need to leave your life. And it could be quiet at first, especially as you're venturing off on your own and you're kind of figuring things out. Things could feel kind of quiet and subtle for you, right? And that can be also scary, because it can get us in our head to maybe judge everything, like what's going on, because you're so used to maybe chaos or uncertainty, or just not being able to trust your environment, that whenever it's calm, things are calm, you don't know whether to trust your judgment or not. So that's going to be something this week too, is being able to say yes to certain things and say no to certain things. So how are others showing up for you? I see the Ten of Pentacles. So it seems like very supportive energy around you. For the most part, if a lot of you seem to have some really quality people around you that see you as part of the fam, right? No matter what you are thought about, people, you cross their mind. They want to know what you're up to. They see good things for you. They value you. They value your input. So the Judgment, it should be pretty easy this week to see who's supporting you, who's around you, who cares about you, and who's invested in you. Other than that, anything else, that's where I see that you can see a contrast to who's really, really not showing up for you and being there for you this week, especially if you decide to venture off and do things that are not normal for you, or something totally random or different. You have people that very supportive of you, and if there's any help you need around the home or help, it seems like people are willing, if you just send a call, somebody's willing to pitch in. Your advice, the Ten of Cups. Now the Ten of Cups is, you have 18 months of fate, with the nodes coming in. And the invitation here is for joy, blessings, family. What does your bigger picture look like? And what are you messing around with now that is not adding to that bigger picture? All right. What are you doing that is not going to, you're not putting into the vortex, as way Abraham Hicks used to put it, about your future goals and dreams, and what actions are you taking this week that is favorable for this to help you with this outcome. Because it looks like this year your focus is, with the tens all being here, is letting go of the past and moving forward with the new family, new friends, the soul family, the people that really support and care about you, and the groups of family that you build with other people. All right, so let's take a look. You got some really good cards here. It looks like a really huge shift for you, really finding your home and belonging. And it's getting started right out the gate with this shift. Now, Aries, if you're connected to an Aries, remember Aries through Pisces, we're looking at this card here and this card, which can be some resentment, maybe time to end something, or is it time for you to be vulnerable and to open up? Now, if you're single, this portion here can say there's a new person coming into your life. This could be where it started as well. So Aries, 6 of Cups, you've got some love coming in with an Aries, very supportive, seems to, a lot of love there. You guys care about each other. It doesn't mean it doesn't come with its problems, but there could be a reunion, or, talking about getting together here with an Aries. You guys feel really comfortable with each other, have a lot of love for each other, soulmate energy. Taurus, I see 4 of Wands. All right. And so both of these energies here, Aries and Taurus, seem to feel very close to home with you. They feel very comfortable with you. And a Taurus maybe wanting to get together this week with you. They feel some sort of foundation, roots with you, or connection with you that feels safe. All right. So we are looking at commitment, or allowing it to come in, because it could grow into something. Gemini, I see the Death card. So it looks like Gemini, some things ending, changing. Sometimes things, it's a season, it's meant to be over. Let it go. Whether it's something psychological or it's the actual relationship, it does show me an ending that has to happen. And if you're grieving a loss, maybe you're still needing to get, to heal, and it's time to move on. Cancer, I see the 5 of Swords. Seems like Cancer is just constantly causing conflict or confusion for you, and doesn't always seem to understand or get you, or vice versa. And this is where it might be difficult this week, but to, just move on from it because it's too difficult, or you just can't trust it. Leo, all over the place. So Leo's kind of all over the place. You're not always sure what their intentions are. Things might be going one way and then take a quick turn. And that same thing can happen this week too. They just they're not sure where they want to go. They're not sure which direction, but that can also lead you into a sense of instability and confusion. Are they just wanting to keep things light and not get serious? That can be a question. And, so do what you will with that, because that can go in any direction at this point. But it does look like we need to talk about the purpose of this relationship. Now, Virgo, we're seeing on the other hand, Virgo really cares about you. Virgo is very supportive. There's room to grow here with the Virgo. So whatever you're doing, it might be challenging, or it's just about trying to understand each other and working with each other. Libra, 9 of Pentacles. Look at you, Miss Independent, Mr. Independent. You're just so used to being maybe in solitude alone and thinking and dreaming about what could be, but are you taking the actual actions that you're supposed to take, right? It's easier to let things happen, or want things to happen for us or to us, so that we don't have to make the choice. But that's what's possibly keeping you stuck, especially with all these energies. It's like forgotten how to just be free and just to go with it and just let things happen instead of questioning everything. All right. So I do see maybe you and another Libra kind of going solo and having a tough time connecting with each other. You want to, but Scorpio, 7 of Swords, right? There's some confusion with the Scorpio, or some uncertainty, or you just don't know if you can trust it with the Scorpio. All right. So, this could be where discernment is. The 7 of Swords, it's like, if I can't trust, if I don't know, if I, it's like, how many times am I going to do this? So either confronting it, if they're not being completely authentic with you, sometimes it's just, I don't want to tell you the truth. I'm not really in it, or I don't know what to do with this, but I'm just not being, completely fully there. So there is something going on there. Sagittarius as well. There's some fatigue going on here with a Sagittarius. They're either almost done, over it, just feel like it's too much, it's too tough, life's too tough. It could be bleeding into the relationship. But Sagittarius looks like they're just almost done with whatever's going on. So even if it's just their energy, try to understand that it might not be you, but if it is the relationship, that's where they're at. Capricorn, the Tower card, things could get weird this week with a Capricorn. It looks like getting some truth or realizing that something might be just unstable there. There could be an argument or disruption or something that changes the relationship in some way, but the Tower card is changing it so you see the truth of what it is. Aquarius, Page of Wands. So we got some flirting with an Aquarius and they really like you, really want to connect with you. And this could be where that Fool card is saying with an Aquarius, maybe give it a shot and see where it takes you. Pisces, I see the Justice card. So it's, the truth, weigh things out carefully. You may be discussing something with a Pisces this week, but you want to make sure that you truly are in alignment with it. And it is harmonious for both of you. I love you guys. Take care. Hello, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising. We're looking at July 27th through August 2nd, and I'm focusing on the nodal shifts, Leo South Node, Aquarius North Node, and the Aquarius full moon, and Mercury is now direct. So, you got confidence too. It comes with time and practice. All right. So I pulled the same thing for Libra, and I cleared shuffle for each and every one. So this is your message too. Maybe something in Libra's reading was for you as well. You guys kind of ride close, or this could be your cusper. But you have the number 23, number 5, and we're talking about change that can challenge you. All right. So this is good change. This is challenges, not conflict, not like aggravation, but it's like, damn, I know I got to do this. I know I can do this. And I just got to keep pushing through and trying to make it happen. And confidence in yourself that you've got it. You don't have to show up perfect. You just got to get there and go, right? And allow yourself to be vulnerable. It comes with time and practice, right? So, Scorpio, especially if you're a Scorpio Mars, it just feels like you think you should have it all figured out right out the moment, right out the gate. Like you've got to show up super confident. You don't want to look like you don't know what you're doing because it's for some reason it's going to screw things up, or what if. And this is a week where it's like you just have to know that nobody's expecting you to be perfect or to have it right. And if it comes to love too, it comes with time and practice, getting used to maybe somebody opening up to you, somebody, or a new way of dating, a new way of relationship. It's not always going to be the same as the way it was before, especially if you're starting a new relationship and you're questioning everything and you need it to be perfect. I think that's something a lot of people are challenged with right now, is just wanting people to show up exactly how we expect, so we feel safe, and then creating narratives that are not true about the situation, and then sabotaging situations, because it's easier to do that than to get caught making a mistake. All right, you have the Queen of Wands here, overall energy at the bottom here, which is telling me what's leading the show is, not underestimating yourself and believing in your confidence this week. You must be giving off a really good vibe that maybe some of you, don't feel it though. You don't feel how confident you might be coming across, how good you look, how attractive, maybe how magnetic you are. And so this energy here is tapping into this go mode. Maybe you're being given a little bit of extra gas in the tank with some of the energies that's going on right now. That's helping you achieve certain things that you're being pushed to really challenge yourself with. Now, the next 18 months, the North Node is in Aquarius and the South Node is in Leo, which is going to be in your house, fourth house of home and family roots and your inner foundation, right? It's doing things that aren't what you used to do and creating that new foundation for yourself. So a matter around home, living, seeing who lives with you, where do you live. A family truth could surface that really changes something around your home, your family. There's healing, and there's things like that that are coming up for you this year. And so a lot of you may be trying to establish new roots, new home, new foundation, new living situations, and new relationships, who you let into your house, and so forth, right? So that's going to start this week, maybe with the full moon, illuminating, and something culminating this week that is finishing for you to be able to clear something up and move on, an old story, a situation. But also, if something is rising up during this time, this could be what's going to be playing out for you as we move forward. All right, so the energy this week alone is Page of Cups. So we are seeing very tender energy for you, very soft energy, loving energy, and young feeling. And this is vulnerable that maybe you're not used to. Maybe you're in a new place where you're feeling new. Maybe you joined something new, or you just started, like I said. But you got to give yourself a little bit of grace, because this is showing here that there's a part of you that's trying to come out. There's a part of you that's trying to express itself. There's an inner child, if you want to go, that's the inner child here that wants to be creative and explore. And this is what you're being asked to this week, to look at things through your younger self's eyes. How would you have approached things when you were 15, 16, 18, even 21, right? Those years where we were a little bit more carefree. Now, your biggest challenge this week is the Judgment card, and it's going to be judging, being overly critical of yourself, critiquing everything, thinking other people are judging you, and so forth. And it could also keep you in the darkness. It can hold you back and keep you hidden from making the right decisions that you need to make. Now, some of you could be second guessing some of your decisions, especially when it comes around home and truths that may come up, or things that you've been dealing with family and so forth. And you may be judging yourself based off of certain things that have happened. And I feel like it leaves the judgment to God. This here is saying here, God will judge those who have hurt you. God will judge you. It's your job here to, find your joy and happiness again this week. Don't be held back. Make a decision to maybe pull yourself out of this darkness that you're in, and embrace the truth that might be coming in, because maybe you are meant to go a different way, or you're meant to take the situation that's going on in your home life in a different direction, and you're the one leading with the truth. All right, so making important decisions regarding home and family. And it seems to me like you are on point, and something wants to start you in a new direction. But if somebody's holding you back, you may be making the final judgment call at some point. Now, this could happen over the next 18 months, but it could be starting around now if you're feeling antsy about the direction of your life. Now, what to watch for in love? I'm seeing the Ace of Wands, right? So this is a really good time for love to spark up, for somebody here to really be lit up by you, seeing you, embracing you. Maybe somebody does see the softer side of you, and they're trying to get to know you. Now, immediately I see Scorpio's eyes here, like, oh, somebody's trying to like me. Whoa, I've got to judge now everything. I got to make sure, everything's perfect, and I've got to judge this person. Why is this person trying to talk to me? Why? That's the Scorpio thing. Why is this person interested in me? What do they want from me? What are they doing? What's going on? And, and really somebody's just very attracted to you. And I can see a fire energy. I was going to say Aquarius for some reason, so maybe Aquarius, but Aries, Leo, Sag. And you're seeing somebody really wanting to get your attention. So this week it could be a new start, sparking things up again with somebody, or talking to somebody, and things seem really, really, interested and hot. It seems like, wow, this could go somewhere. And it looks like, Scorpio, you have feelings, maybe getting triggered this week that could cause that suspicion, that lovely suspicion. All right, so now in life, I'm seeing the Two of Pentacles. You got it going on. Just keep on going. Even if you're being handed a couple extra balls that you got to juggle, You know, you got it going on. It's like, you know, you're building a new start. You're off to a new start. It takes some adjustments, you know, might take working a little bit more here and there. It might take adapting to certain slows and certain highs, and, you know, or just kind of, you know, balancing out your bills and taking care of things, but you got it going on. And this is also a period where somebody else could be coming into the shuffle to add something, some quality to your life that's helping you adjust and make it by. All right, so you're not doing it alone, or you won't be doing it alone much longer, is what I'm seeing. But also I'm seeing for some of you in life, some of you may be taking on too much, and you need to prioritize and take a look at, you know, what am I trying to carry? Am I trying to carry too much? Am I trying to juggle all this stuff, burning my my wicks at both ends, you know, whatever you say there. And it's like, but, you know, you just got to make a decision and try and balance your life out and keep it even keel. And you got it. It looks like you got it going on. And there could be some important decisions coming up around your finances or how you make resources this week. But getting your life back in balance, it seems to be the main thing here. Now, the good stuff coming in this week, I see the Ace of Pentacles, all right? So there could be a gift, a job, money, a new prospect coming in for you. You have the Ace and the Two of Pentacles here. So it looks like something important in your life is opening up, and whether or not you're ready to go for it, I do see confidence, and it comes with time and practice. So this is a new start for my Scorpios, a new home, thoughts of a new home, like I said, and or new belonging to a community or friends or family, or new relationship. And so I do feel this strong sense of newness for you, and judgment is your biggest challenge. All right, judging yourself or judging others, you know, not sure what to do, and it could hold you back from this start that you get two aces. Now, how are other people showing up for you? Four of Swords. Some people may be quiet. Some people may be a little bit distant, you know, kind of resetting. People are on vacation right now. It is the summer energies, and this is my rest and reset card. So some of the people in your life might be feeling a little worn out themselves and just getting ready for a reset, or they are on vacation, taking a little bit of time off, mental time off. You know, life could be overwhelming. Be mindful that, you know, there could be some people here too that are trying to ignore certain things or problems and not ready to confront them. So if you're trying to, don't judge the situation here with the Judgment card, because somebody might just need a few days to really recoup and think about what's happened or what's happening before they make a decision. All right. Now, advice for you, I see the Six of Wands. You got to put the confidence cap on. All right. You might be going through some challenges again, but this is a minor one that is making some change in your life, and you got this. I see, you know, just know that people admire you. People like seeing you and being around you here with this card. And this is all about focusing on the little wins this week, not trying to win the war. You're just tackling little battles one step at a time. So keep showing up. All right, so let's look at love, because you got some exciting energy here for love and life. So it does look like something starting that could add quality to your life. All right, or restarting. So let's see, Aries. I have the Two of Swords, right? So remember how other people are showing up for you as well is the Four of Swords. So I'm going to use this card too here to reference the Aries through Pisces. So hopefully I'm not confusing you. All right, if you're single, this is definitely a new person that might be entering into your life. Or if you're dealing with somebody here who's just taken some time out, you know, it looks like an Aries, you know, they're trying to figure out what they want to do next, right? So just give it a couple of days here. Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't you know, accuse or assume anything too prematurely. All right, because we have Aries energy here, which is you're on their mind. All right, and they got a lot going on here. Now, Taurus, I see the Hierophant. So leveling up with a Taurus this week. You guys may, they may make plans with you, or you guys may make some adjustments that feel more in alignment with what it is you want for this relationship. So Taurus looks like they're showing up, and things could really improve in your relationship. This could lead to a commitment. Gemini, Five of Cups. So you do have a Gemini kind of silent this week. Again, the Four of Swords. maybe they just need a little bit more time to process what's going on in the situation or process their feelings. It doesn't mean they're abandoning the situation. Cancer, the Chariot card, Cancer in full speed, full send energy. So they could be returning, excited, wanting to get together, really have some ideas, really want to see you, and pretty passionate about you. So again, it could be inconsistent at times, but it looks like they're in good spirits and their focus is on you. Now, Leo, Knight of Wands, you have hot energy with the Leo this week. So this could be very passionate and something could come out of nowhere. You could be just going somewhere, just flirting heavy and just realizing that it feels fun. It feels exciting. Virgo, the Star card. So you and Virgo coming together, making plans here for the future. It might seem really good this week. Maybe you're struggling with trust in it, but it looks like all is well with a Virgo. You guys are coming into alignment. And Libra, I see the Hermit card. So Libra might go distant. They're still kind of lurking in the background, but they're still there. Just alone time, quiet, maybe wanting to spend some time to themselves, maybe processing and doing some reflection. But they're still showing up. They're still there. All right. Remember, I'm going off the Four of Swords too and the Ace of Wands. You're still on their mind. Scorpio, Eight of Swords. This here is the culprit. You have some thoughts and some stories and some analyzing and overthinking and worry about, a situation that could not even be anything that you think. All right. So this is getting out of your head a little bit. But with another Scorpio could be doing the same thing too. They could be just in their head, doubting the situation. So I would give it a few days and not react from that energy when it comes to a Scorpio. Sagittarius is in love, all about love, or just seeing the growth and seeing something about this connection that really makes them feel happy and fulfilled. So this is new romance too, possibly with a Sagittarius. Capricorn, you have the Magician card. So they're all about you too. It seems like I see something here. I like what I see. I'm very attracted to you, but it's a very newish energy. You're on their mind. And so anything can happen here with a Capricorn. Aquarius, 10 of Cups. It looks like Aquarius wants to get together with you. They see the full picture. This could be somebody that ends up being with you long term. And Pisces, 7 of Cups. So Pisces daydreaming about you, thinking about what to do next. All right. So if they're a little bit acting confused or a little bit standoffish, it could be because they have more feelings for you than they're letting on here, but they're just not sure what to do with them. I love you guys. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're looking at July 27th through August 2nd. The nodes are shifting this week, which is what I'm focusing on. They're shifting today. And the full moon in Aquarius, Mercury's going direct, Jupiter's in Leo. So release your guilt. And I have Clover energy, 21, the World card. All right. And closure on a situation that no longer is relevant in the present moment. It's like if you're holding on to some sort of guilt that you could have done something differently, or feel like, or you're having memories and you're realizing that you did something that you didn't realize you did. Well, to me, it feels like that chapter's over and it's time to release and burn that. And there's a full moon this week, which is also very, it's a time for a ceremony for you where you can just, release this and start the whole ritual for the next 18 months with the South Node and North Node going to be in your third house, which is talking about lots of new connections and people around you in your community and networking and meeting new people. And if you've got things that you need to say, things you need to do, if you're building social media or, this could also be, I just got a good time for you to take a look at this huge chapter that you just went through. And now what are you going to talk about? What are you going to write about? What are you going to show the world? Because this could be a really good career move for you when it comes to your voice and communicating and talking with people and talking and podcasting and things like that. So very good energy for you. It's a new chapter with that world energy. to be able to, new doors are opening up for you to be able to talk about certain things. Now, you also have the number 3 here, which is the 3rd house, which is also around your relative siblings and technology and communication and social media. All right, so this next 18 months could be a lot of planning, doing, and even participating or talking about sibling stuff or relatives or working with relatives, and issues with relatives too can also show up. So this week could show where it could start. It could be like a trailer. But the full moon to me feels like something needs to come to a close. Something needs to fulfill itself. If you've been working on something this week, it could truly fulfill itself and finally show you what's come of whatever it is you've been working on. Now you have the 7 of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. So we are seeing release your guilt as well with the 7 of Cups, because some of you may have a lot of dreams or a lot of creative things that you really want to do, and sometimes you may need to step out or step away from what other people think, or step out of your situation, and you can't carry other people, so you can't feel guilty because other people can't make choices for themselves, or they're not ready to move forward or do something with their lives. Or if you're connected in a love relationship and you're feeling pulled to go somewhere else, do something else, or you're thinking about somebody else, the guilt is there. So if you've been having guilty feelings about taking care of your own needs or doing something that makes you happy, that you really are feeling pulled here this week to make that decision to go after your dreams. All right, so let's see the energy this week. 6 of Swords here. This is you. This is you maybe going solo, going somewhere, traveling, getting out of your comfort zone, going somewhere, getting way out of a difficult situation. All right, because maybe you're trying to make everything easy for everybody else, or you're trying to always fix people's problems or do things for others, or you're always stuck in a situation where you just don't know what somebody else wants. It feels like you're ready to go, but everybody else is always questioning things, or motives aren't always clear, or you have false starts. You have people that say, they want to do something, but they don't follow through. And this is where maybe you're just ready to go and you just can't hold yourself back any longer, waiting for somebody else to, quit making excuses. Let's go. Your biggest challenge is the Hanged Man, getting unstuck. You're being asked to do the thing. You're being asked here. My Sagittarius is the fire. You have the trine energy with Leo energy. And it's like, the South Node Leo, which is in your, which is 3rd house in Jupiter. This is wanting to stay where it's familiar. This is staying in with your friends, staying with relationships that just you're used to. They're comfortable, the patterns you're comfortable with. And it's breaking out and extending your community, extending yourself to newness, new people, and new worldviews, right? Rather than only staying where it's comfortable, because the people around us, yeah, they can say they want what's best with you, but when it's time to move, they don't move. And that can hold you back. And it feels like your biggest challenge here is still trying to hang on and trying to get somebody to move with you, or keeping yourself stuck because you can't see the full picture yet. You don't know if there's going to be success or what's out there. But you're really needing to use your voice here and follow your dreams. In love, I see the 4 of Swords, all right? So I do feel like in love, somebody keeps pushing something under the rug, or somebody is just taking their time and they're more chill about things. And it seems kind of quiet, It's like you may have somebody that goes quiet on you. Sometimes it is they're just taking time to think, but sometimes you could be dealing with people, or even yourself, where you rest a lot, you have a lot of dreams, you sit back and you fantasize about them. I'm going to go to bed early so I can imagine what it would be like, or I'm going to just take a vacation here and it's too overwhelming. I have all these dreams and goals I want to do, right? But I start to worry, or I start to think about the concerns of other people, and I get overwhelmed, right? Or I'm procrastinating and I don't want to do the one thing that I know I need to do, and it's just too difficult. So that's your quest this week, is being able to get up and go and just go do it. Now, in life, I see the Nine of Cups. I mean, life seems to be pretty fun and fulfilling for you. There's some good things coming your way with this card. It says, you're happy and satisfied. You're comfortable doing what you do every day, but there's something you're always dreaming about. That's what's coming through. So you're living a life to stay comfortable, and it feels good, and you pretty much get what you want when you want to go get it. But for this one particular thing in your life, which feels to me like a career move or something big, like social media, like I said, or doing something to really explore your creativity and see what's out there. It just seems like, I'll wait, or you're waiting on something, waiting on that big move, that piece that you really want to happen. But this week could be something that makes you very happy in life in general, like people really showing up for you and feeling pretty good. So let's see the good stuff. Let's see where that goes. The Wheel of Fortune. All right, so there could be a destined, well, obviously this is a destined reading I'm talking about, because I am focusing on the nodes. And the tables are turning here. All right, hold on a second. I thought I was going to sneeze. All right, the tables are turning. Your luck is turning. You got some wishes that you really want, that you have control over. And, you don't want to miss the bus, but it does look like some fated changes happening for you this week that's saying you're meant for more and you want to do more. And why are you not following this dream of yours? Because it's here. And so follow where you're being pulled this week and take your chances. This is, take risks when you need to take risks, and don't let people guilt you out of them, or don't guilt yourself out of them because maybe life's good for you right now and it's not good for the people around you. You can't take care of everybody, and you can't, make yourself small for other people. That's not what I'm getting for your read. How other people are showing up for you, the Temperance. It just seems like people are happy with the way they are. Seems like a person or people in your life just seem to be chill, and they're comfortable with the same gossip every day, with the same stuff, with their life being, just fine for them, which is fine. Some people are fine with the everyday life being the same, and it just seems like you're itching for something more. And the Temperance card is people around you just kind of chill and don't really make any changes, don't want to change the scenery, don't want to. And this could be you too. Maybe sometimes you're just okay with it because it's comfortable, but it's not scratching that itch that you are having. So your advice is the Seven of Pentacles. You really, at this point in the game, seems like you've thought a lot, but it's about making those plans and sticking to them. And this week, not staying stuck anymore and just taking one step forward. And people around you, your neighbor, sibling, communications with people that you see every day, talking to people more and seeing, because there could be people around you also that could surprise you with events that are happening that they think that you'd want to go to. So, or could surprise you with things that you didn't even know about, and it could help you take that next step that you're trying to take. So let's get into love. I do see sad showing up for you here. People taking you kind of chill, kind of thinking you're cool about things, and, maybe acting too chill about things. And it just might be making you feel unsettled because you want to plan for something more. You're ready for something more. And it's just too chill in the love department. So let's see what's going on, Aries through Pisces. Aries. Well, Aries, Nine of Pentacles, they talk a good talk. They're ready. They want to, but they're very independent and they want to do their own thing, right? So it can seem like sometimes I want to enjoy bachelor life, or I want to enjoy my independency, or I'm not ready to, commit fully to marriage or whatever, but I'm still here. But if that's bothering you and you're ready for the next move, there could be, we need to have a talk here, because if this has been going on for a long time and we still don't know if we're going to the altar, or we don't know if we're going to fully commit, it can be a problem. Taurus, the high priestess, right? So Taurus, very drawn to you, loves your energy, and really doesn't say everything to you. All right, they watch you, they admire you, they got their eyes on you, but they're not always saying anything. So they kind of keep you in the silence, and it does feel like you got a chill energy from a Taurus who's just always concerned or seeing what you're up to and curious about what you're doing, but not quite making any moves yet. So this is still kind of a silent energy, quiet energy. There is a spiritual connection there, so maybe you will inspire them. This is a possibility. You could inspire them by whatever you're doing, they'll follow. Gemini is all over the place, but they could surprise you this week with turning things around. They may be up in the air about which direction they're going in. But this week there could be an ultimatum, or there could be a discussion around the purpose of the relationship. Cancer, I see the death card, so some things come to an end. Maybe it's ran its course. Maybe you've transformed a lot, you've learned a lot, and you're just ready to move on. Leo, King of Swords. So Leo can be a little bit distant this week, right? They may be thinking, though, serious thinking about the bigger picture. So I would give this a little bit more time, because they may go aloof. It may seem like they're chill or they're not interested, but it looks like they're really concerned or thinking about this relationship. Now, Virgo, the moon card. Virgo is inconsistent and constantly showing up. The full moon's going to show you the truth about the situation. Sometimes it's good truth. Sometimes it's like, all right, maybe I was worried about something prematurely and everything's fine. And sometimes the truth is nothing changes. All right, so Libra, I see the star card with a Libra. So you guys could be making plans, but they are a daydreamer. So Libra can constantly be like, oh, this sounds great, and keep you hanging. And you're like, oh, yeah, we're in alignment. We want the same thing. We desire each other, but we're not seeing any action. And we're always wishing, for things to change. And we want it to change, but it doesn't. All right, so there's still that energy. It doesn't mean it can't, but Scorpio, you have the Ace of Swords. So Scorpio is clear, cut, right to the point this week, communication. So you might be starting something up or finally resolving something with the Scorpio. Sagittarius, you have the Six of Pentacles, and you give a lot of your energy. You're very generous here. Seems like you give a lot, overgive, and you may be making decisions about where you're giving your energy, especially to another Sag. Are they reciprocating? Because it looks like a strong energy of they could be reciprocating, or we could be talking about where things are off. Capricorn, I see the Justice card. So resolving conflict with a Capricorn this week, challenges of commitment. Are we on the same page? Are we both happy here? Do we need to confess something? So the truth coming through with a Capricorn. Aquarius, moving slow, but the thing about an Aquarius is they're cautious. This could go somewhere, but if they're holding you back because they're so cautious or their pace is too slow, that might get to you this week, is all I'm saying with that. Is it could turn into something solid, but it could still even hold you back from this big dream that you might be having. Capricorn, that was Aquarius. Pisces, Knight of Cups. So Pisces is really in love with you, has a lot of feelings for you. And that seems like a good energy coming off with a Pisces. They may tell you how much you mean to them this week, and things could really flourish between you and a Pisces. I love you guys. Alrighty, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, July 27th through August 2nd. I am focusing on South Node that just moved into Leo and North Node Aquarius. We have a full moon in Aquarius this week as well. And Mercury is direct. So let's see. I am seeing Tower, unplug and relax for a spell. All right, so the number 3 is showing up for you. And, this is weird because this is a tower card in this deck, and this is your oracle for the week is, maybe there's a lot of chaos, a lot of shifting, a lot of changes going on around you. This feels more like it might not be your tower to worry about right now. And so if you're getting pulled into a lot of drama or unnecessary situations that are kind of pulling you out of alignment, this is where you are being asked sort of, it looks more like the hanged man rather than the tower. It's like pause, unplug, turn off the social media, turn off the Facebooks and things like that, and seeing what other people are up to, and start to take a look at your own life and where you're at, because the nodes are going to be in your second house of money, value, and I had to sneeze. All right. And blessings maybe coming your way when it comes to being self-sufficient, what's truly yours. And, this week's full moon, something could culminate around money, right? A money matter finally is solved or reaches a point where you realize you've got to make a decision about certain things, and this is about you and where can I make adjustments and so forth, and where am I giving too much of my money or spending, and where am I, I have these goals I want to get to, but I don't know if I can. But so you're being asked to take a pause, and because you can, and the next 18 months you can be making a lot of shifts when it comes in this area of your life, and possibly where it also is, releasing any debt and things like that, because in your 8th house, any entanglements that you may have, any borrowing, that you owe or people owe you, this is about all these fulfillments coming in. So if you're wanting to tackle debt, that's going to be this year. If somebody's coming into your life and you're combining assets, that could happen this year. All right. But it's also releasing patterns that you have that gets you into these places. Even if you make a lot of money, I don't care. I've made a lot before. I've made very little before. And I always have the same problems, same habits, same spending habits. And you could have a lot more and a more comfortable life. And that seems to be what the nodes are trying to do for you. So let's see the tarot and see what's going on. Your energy for the week and what's shifting, and especially in love. I'll do Aries through Pisces. So money, 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 money. Capricorn loves that. Queen of Cups are at the bottom of the deck. Could be an important person that has strong influence over you or in your life. Could add value to your life. Somebody really cares. Deepening of relationships this week, who really is on my side, who's part of my team. What feels good this week? It's going to be like, what feels good to me, and the Queen of Cups sometimes has to pull away from the everyday, squabbles and things, to just care for yourself a little bit, nourishing yourself. Maybe some of you going, I don't have the money to go to the spa, go do things by myself. But yes, I'm hearing, yes, you do, but it's just a matter of tackling where your money's going and what's happening in your life, so that you can do these things. Now, there could be a new friend coming into your life too as well this week. I do see the number 3, which talks about networking and communications and people around you. That's very important. So there could be somebody that's hanging out with you, and while you're just kind of shutting off and relaxing a little. I see the 9 of Pentacles as your energy as well. So this is solitude, and this is also about financial freedom and independency and entrepreneurship. Maybe some of you just focusing mainly on work and grinding, or you've been working and grinding, and you are, being asked to unplug a little bit and just reorganize, refinance, and see where you're putting all your energy. And it's just a week of soloness, right? Like, I just need to spend time with what I have and what I'm doing, and enjoy the things that I work so hard to have as well. Now, your biggest challenge is the Death card, is letting things go that ran its course. All right. There is this energy of, sometimes I need to be by myself. I need to just, let something end, let something die off, whether it's an old pattern or it's a behavior or it's a person or relationship, and you're single or you just, you're getting ready to mingle, but you really just need to take a pause here, especially if you're plugged in constantly and you're by yourself and you're always on your phone. That can be a huge distraction too. Maybe still seeing things that no longer interest you anymore, but still trigger you and so forth. So the death card is going to be a challenge for you this week, being able to move on from something and just, if you can't get your mind off somebody and you're scrolling their social media or searching for them or constantly analyzing, you're living in a world that you're creating, right? That you're imagining. And people do that all the time on social media, trying to figure out what everybody's up to and doing. And, then you spike your emotions and then you believe it. And then you do something that you don't need to do. All right. So in love, I'm seeing the Hierophant. So lessons learned, or lessons being learned when it comes to love. Now, this could be a week where we are learning to trust and we're leveling up in a relationship. So I will look at Aries through Pisces and we'll see who's leveling up and, what needs to change and what needs to end. Because if you're needing to check your values and making sure that somebody really is honoring and valuing you, because remember, house 2 is about your value and your worth and what's truly yours, and and is somebody valuing what you're giving to them as well. So in love, this is going to be questioned this week, and the full moon could really highlight where somebody just is not valuing you and how they're making you feel, or how committed they are to you, whether they lack commitment or commitment's a pressure for them. And this week, the ones that really want to commit are going to show up. So in life, we have the Hermit card. So you are seeing here some solo energy for you. So some of you maybe, just been kind of taking care of life on your own, doing your own thing. You've had a lot of experiences and you are being asked to self-reflect a little bit and kind of go ghost on life right now. So this could be just the weak energy. Maybe some people need to question where Capricorn's at, not always being available, doing some self-reflection on the path, taking the higher road, taking a new road, finding that new mountain to climb, right? You've already climbed a mountain. You've already gotten to a point. Now that story is old. We need a new story to come in. And so sometimes it is disconnecting so that we can let some new story come in and not let these old fables still get our attention. Now you have a Virgo and a Taurus energy and you have a Scorpio energy showing up for you. And I do see, sort of a Pisces energy I'm going to go with there. The good things coming this week is the 8 of Wands. All right. Now, travel and communication and being able to talk to people, things moving forward, things seeming easy should be for the most part. Some good news coming in that you could be planning for a trip. Something could come your way, a lot of things at once, right? Which is why maybe you are being asked to kind of sift through all the things that are coming at you and which opportunities are the ones that you really want to explore, right? Which ones are worth your attention. Now, I do see honest, blunt truth coming through this week as well, too. So if it has been said or it hasn't been said, it will be said this week. And you'll know which direction something is going in, whether it's full send or whether it's there's just so much pressure and it could turn into, you feeling sort of overwhelmed and some anxiety. All right, so let's see how others are showing up for you. And I see the 2 of Swords. This could be where the confusion comes in. It can be where somebody's constantly leaving you guessing. You feel a pull, but they won't make a choice. They won't make a decision. You're dealing with somebody who's torn, or people that just kind of think they're going to wait it out and see if something will happen on its own, or just don't want to commit to a decision. And that can be aggravating, and that could be where you might just hit the gas and take off and be by yourself for a while, because getting caught up in people's confusion or people just not seeing eye to eye with you. This can also be people being complicated. Like every time you say something, it's like somebody else has a different perspective. Not being able to see eye to eye with everybody, or just somebody is just constantly confusing you too. And if you can't make a decision this week, don't make a decision. That's why it's saying back out. Don't be pushed into making any kind of decisions. Your advice is the Devil card. All right. If you're feeling extra weight or feeling pressured into something, just know that it could be your fears coming up and you thinking that you have to make a decision about something. Or you could get overwhelmed by all the information that you're taking in this week, and it could really trigger you, and you could start to feel overwhelmed. So I am getting, Capricorn, that this week is for you to just pause and relax and find some ways to feel safe and solid by yourself. That's always a good thing. All right, so let's take a look at Aries through Pisces for you and see what's going on, because I can see that, you know, you're ready for the path to move forward and you're ready for commitment, but some of you could be connected to somebody that constantly keeps you distant or keeps you at arm's length, and you're just not sure if they're fully committed to the long-term path. So Aries, I have the Justice card. So the truth will be revealed with an Aries this week with the Justice card. You know, it's weighing things carefully, and whether or not the relationship is fair or not is going to decide whether somebody commits. Now, you see a marriage energy, you see possibility, but if somebody's married, if an Aries is married, you know, that's keeping you single, and that's going to keep you single for a while. You know, somebody's already taken. But if they're not married and they're thinking about marriage, you'll know this week whether or not they're fully committed to this connection with those cards. Taurus, I see the High Priestess. Taurus has really got you on their mind. They're not telling you everything they feel. So they could be holding back some of their feelings, and they're just watching to see how things play out. I am seeing a very spiritual connection here, so this could lead to a long-term commitment. Sometimes they just pull away when they start to feel closer. Gemini, 10 of Cups. So Gemini wanting to get together feels like, you know, they feel part of this. They feel part of you. They can see the bigger picture with you. And so we do see some, you know, growth happening with a Gemini, but sometimes things take time too. You know, maybe we do need to disconnect and spend a little time together and see where we're at. Cancer is all about this. Very attracted to you. It could be spicing things up this week with a Cancer. Leo, getting over some difficult situation with a Leo. All right, maybe you were confused, maybe you said something, maybe they said something, but we'll clear it up this week, and we should be moving forward because it seems like both want to see where things go. Virgo, Ace of Cups, right? So you may get an offer from a Virgo this week. You know, their heart is opening, but it's still early. It's still too early to kind of tell where things might go. Libra, Ace of Pentacles. So Libra might be making a serious commitment to you this week, or just showing signs that they're really interested in seeing where things go. Scorpio, opening up. Scorpio got this energy in their reading, Page of Cups. So Scorpio really being vulnerable, really softening up to you this week. You may feel like you're talking a little bit more, and it seems to be getting real. Sagittarius also, you know, either if they're married again, because that can be coming in, you know, they're dealing with family and home and situation, but they do see you as part of the fam and do hope to see that things kind of come together with you. Capricorn, King of Wands. All right, this is about your future. This is about who's on board, seeing that mountain, getting ready to climb it. You and another Capricorn could really hit it off this week. Aquarius, you and Aquarius here, just making things happen. So it's taking it slow. Things are coming together at its own time, but, you know, they value this connection. All right, so whatever's going on, it just seems like you guys will figure it out. Pisces, 7 of Pentacles, they're not sure about the future. You know, they're uncertain about, you know, what to do for the next step. So this could be where you might be reading into things with a Pisces. It is saying take a break, just kind of step back. Don't be scrolling and trying to figure everything out. Let them make the move, because when they do make their decision, they're going to commit. If they are, they're going to commit. All right. I love you guys. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, July 27th through August 2nd. Taking a look at the nodes this week with the read-in, because the North Node is going into your sign, South Node in Leo, and your relationship access. So the next 18 months, really big when it comes to relationships, how you show up and how others show up for you. I have Tree, let them go. What a way to start. Number 18. Right, which can be the moon energy. It's like a cycle after cycle, wondering, uncertain. You know, your emotions are all wrapped up in a situation, not always sure what's going to happen, feeling anxious. And, you know, this can be let them go, let the worries go, let the fears go around situations and relationships, or actually let somebody go if they burned you enough. You know, there's just the moon shows us all the time, and the full moon is in Aquarius this week, and we have Mercury going direct. It's been going direct, and it's going to be movement forward. So anybody that's been showing up repeatedly or in patterns showing up, they're definitely, this energy is going to illuminate whether or not this is going somewhere or not. All right, the full moon especially illuminating the truth of the situation. So either celebrating that, you know, it's a win, or celebrating that the same shit, different day. Right. And so we got Jupiter and South Node in Leo in your house of relationship, which is going to enhance the relationship dynamics that's going on, the ones that you can't ignore anymore, and you can't disappear into these relationships anymore in just hopes that something's going to change. So something around you, your body, your identity, and the way you want to be seen in relationships is having a major shift. And this could be the very beginning of it. So let's take a look. No, sorry. I have the Three of Cups here at the bottom of the deck, and I'm seeing good friends, good time, spending time with people you love, getting together, hanging out, and just finding what makes you happy in life again. You know, maybe some of you have a trip with the guys, with the girls, you know, or you just want to see what they're up to, and maybe people checking on you. A lot of people really wanted to be drawn to you with this energy too. So even though we're looking at the week, this is the beginning of the fate. You know, fates is shifting and changing. And so your community, the people you hang out with, the way people see you, people being drawn to you, it's going to get more intense. And so why hold on to the ones that are draining you and not seeing you for who you are when you have this so much going on? It's like the sky is sort of doing surgery here, where it's taking people that are draining you out of your life, and it's bringing you in people that really want to love on you. All right, so your energy this week, and the Knight of Swords. So it looks like you're constantly trying to figure things out, and you could be in your head questioning a lot of things, assuming a lot of things, spiraling too. Sometimes that can be a spiraling energy. You're wanting a purpose. You wanted to know the purpose of a situation. You wanted to know the purpose of your life. You have all these directions you can go in. Well, you got to choose one, and you got to go with it. All right. But it seems like, you know, somebody will pop in, or something will pop up, and you'll get, your attention will be diverted to that direction, and you are being asked to focus more on moving forward. And in this card, it feels like I'm constantly going back and battling a situation that keeps cycling around, and I just feel like I'm going in circles here. So your mind could be very active this week, and you are being asked to make some cuts, some decisions. Your biggest challenge is the Tower card, a fear of change, right? And, you know, there's a lot of intensity coming in here. So you could be, you know, something's fallen. When something's fallen, the Tower card, something's changing or something's unstable. We can read into that and constantly be going in circles in our head trying to fix something. And if something's been unstable for a while, this is where it's like you need to go away from it and see it from a distance. All right. There is change that's inevitable that's coming your way. And that's the North Node in Aquarius, and Pluto there, and Jupiter in Leo with the South Node opposing you. Aquarius, if there is some of you that need to face some change, it's coming in, and it's definitely destined to put you on a path that you are meant to be on. All right. Now, this does feel personal. Like, who are you? Your old skin is shedding. Whether it's even in your private life, people don't even have to see this happening. All right. The direction of your life, where have you been stagnant? Where have you been, making assumptions about stuff, or just keep, somebody gives you a little bit and you keep spinning around and spiraling around and going back in the old direction. You can't go back to the past. You're being asked to move forward. Now, in love, I'm seeing the 8 of Pentacles. All right. So maybe you've been working really hard when it comes to love, looking for partnerships that see you for who you are, commit, want to be on the same page as you. And, this week, though, you could be questioning whether or not somebody is fully commit to you. Is this relationship growing? Can I be fully myself with this person? And if you're with the right person, the 8 of Pentacles shows somebody will be very supportive. And the answer will be yes. They want to work it with you. They want to commit. They want to fix things, right? But I also see like love is like a job for you. It's like, you may be even single because, you want everything to be fully perfect and working and functional, and you have strong expectations of a situation before it even starts. So we'll need to take a look at Aries through Pisces with the 8 of Pentacles, because this can indicate that a relationship could move to a status of feeling like you're more stable and more committed, or it could feel like somebody's just avoiding change. Absolutely avoiding that something is not stable, and you're putting in all the work. You're more committed than somebody else is. So we'll go through that afterwards. In life, I see the 9 of Pentacles. So it looks like in life, the focus is independency, financial freedom. And it looks like you're doing pretty well, or you're off to a good start. You've got plans, and, you're used to taking care of business on your own. You're pretty self-sufficient. And I can see here that maybe that's why in love too, you have certain standards, and it's hard to commit or commit to someone or allow someone to help you. So love and life kind of coincide here, and it's more like a management. And also I feel like you're very independent, and it's hard to let somebody in, but you want it, and it looks like you're really close to the next step. If you look at it this way, you have love, 8 of Pentacles, life, 9 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles comes next. So if you're shaking up with anybody that's not even, even pitching in, or giving you the quality of life that you're looking for, right, that you have to offer, it's not going to make the cut, especially over the next 18 months. It seems like you're getting a huge identity shift when it comes to this, being seen and being in a relationship that is very stable. Now, the good thing coming in this week, I see a Queen of Cups. You could be connecting with a person that's bringing some information your way. You could be deepening your relationship with somebody, but somebody could be an influence to your life, and this week as well, too, you could be feeling very creative and very emotional and very vulnerable. And so I am seeing here, too, that being that you might be really feeling sensitive, this is a week, too, where doing something creative might bring you some sort of abundance as well, and money. But you could be partnering up with somebody, or a new job, or somebody is offering assistance to you. And this person here that's coming into your life could be the key to your next relationship. Now, how others are showing up for you, I also see a King of Wands. You could have a fire sign showing up for you this week that's very inspired to be of assistance too. And they may be very attracted to you, right? They could be adding to your future vision. They could be bringing information. But I also see, very heartwarming energy. So whatever's going on in your life, it feels like you have people around you that feel like it's either the best for you, and that you got this, and that they're there to help you along the way. Now, your advice, the Six of Wands, taking one small battle at a time. You know, it might be hard. You might have some inner conflict around what's going on with this Tower card. You know, something needs to change. Something needs to happen. Well, you need to know that you have a team of support, whether it's spirit, your spirit guides, or it's your friends and family and relationships, really support you and see you as going somewhere and taking that next step. So there's a victory coming in this week, but you are being asked to let something go and don't be afraid of change. All right, let's look at Aries through Pisces. Aries. Now, we got the Eight of Pentacles and we have the Nine of Pentacles here. You have the Nine of Swords. You know, it just feels like it's, you know, something needs to go. There's a lot of worry here, anxiety, maybe even so many times happening. And, you know, you're just always worried about what they're going to say or do next. And it's not comfortable. So it seems like, you know, you're reaching some sort of, you know, time to move on with an Aries. You know, there's a lot of doubt there. Taurus, I see the King of Swords, right? Maybe a conversation. They're showing up as a king. You know, we need to cut through and we need to talk about where things are going in the future and have a conversation. Some of you, it could be a new Taurus here that really wants to, you know, talk to you, connect with you. But the truth is the truth. So if they're being cold or not, they're being aloof or they're just focusing on work, that's their truth. And that's where they're at. So they're showing up and they're showing you who they are. And they also have your energy there. So it does feel like they really care about you. Gemini, Queen of Wands, right? So Gemini here also showing up. There could be, we had a fire sign showing up for you. So Gemini feeling a very strong pull, maybe initiating this week, contact with you. Cancer, fatigue. Cancer feels like it's just too tough. It's, you know, this is wearing me out. I've had enough. I don't know if I can do it again. You know, you can push at it some more. There might be some more go in them. But right now it feels like the situation is just worn out. Leo, Three of Pentacles. So Leo seems to be interested in connecting with you. You guys could connect this week, go somewhere, or even work something out to where you're making plans for the future. Virgo, the Death card. So we might have to let a Virgo go for some of you, not all of you, but the Death card is saying it's time to move on. It's ran its course. Libra, Knight of Pentacles. Libra's kind of got that slow pace going on, but it's slow and steady if you're wanting this and you're connecting. It's just they take their time to really move into something. But if you've been doing this for quite some time and it's not fulfilling you, it could be time to let this one go. Scorpio, Queen of Pentacles, responsible, caring, loving, and ready to initiate too. So you have some good people showing up around you this week, and it looks like a Scorpio. His intentions are to take things serious with you. Sagittarius, the Magician. This could be a new Sag, right? But they're very attracted to you. You're on their mind. And most likely you guys will find yourself communicating or talking because you both want to see what's up with each other. Capricorn, I see the King of Pentacles showing up for you as well. So you got strong kings and queens showing up in your reading. So some of these kings and queens can be new relationships that are destined to be in your life. Aquarius, you have the Moon card. Look at that twice right there. Let them go. Let it go. Let something go during this full moon. All right. Let a pattern, a past, a cycle, a relationship, confusion, old habits, people that keep you guessing, let them go. Aquarius, it just seems like you and another Aquarius, you're constantly left in the fog. You don't even know what's happening. And it's too, you can't really tell. There's just so much uncertainty. Pisces, I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune. So you and Pisces could run into each other, feeling a strong pull towards one another. So this could be your fated connection is a Pisces. I love you guys. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising. We're looking at July 27th through August 2nd. And this is going to be a big week because we have the nodes that just shifted. South Node Leo, North Node Aquarius. We have a full moon in Aquarius this week, which is always illuminating something. And Mercury is direct, so we're moving forward into a new unknown territory. And the nodes are going to be hitting your 12th house for 18 months. And I'm seeing escapist right now. Come home to yourself. So this could be, the beginning of, restful time, connecting with spirit, healing, and things that are unseen coming up that have really been weighing on you, or things that you just don't know about yourself that you've forgotten about yourself. So something could be illuminated this week that's going to change everything about the way you are presenting yourself or the way you've been running your life. Now, the number 532, which is 5, is change, right? Needing change or feeling like you need change. And if some of you have been feeling like you're just tired of performing or being out there and just not sure where you fit or what's going on, or why relationships aren't working, or are you even in the right relationship? You could be questioning a lot of things. Now, two things can happen. I'm seeing escapists. Sometimes we can do things to escape our problems and, try to avoid them. But the news about that is the next 18 months, it's going to be hard to escape the things that are lurking in the subconscious, right? They're going to come to light, right? You're going to get to really know yourself over the next 18 months, the new you, the new version. And then I also see escapists come home to yourself. Some of you may be so melded and so lost in situations that you really kind of don't even know what you feel anymore. And this is saying, do things this week that make you feel like you're home, like you're yourself again, whether it's watching the show, putting your PJs on, painting your nails, or just doing something at home that makes you feel like you feel yourself again. So let's look at the energy for the week and the main challenge for you with tarot, and then love. And with love, I'll go through Aries through Pisces, and we can see what's going on with each zodiac sign. All right, so I see the Page of Wands here. So it's a really good energy overall, so even though we're seeing this is sort of a trailer to the next 18 months, right? And it's asking for space. You're being asked to give yourself space, and where do you need to grow? Where do you want to grow in life? And then you have the Page of Wands, which is curiosity and trying new things and just wanting to feel inspired, especially if you're feeling uninspired lately. This could be some dating, and you've been dating and there's a lot of flirting, but you just don't know anymore. You don't even know what's going on with the situation. Like, is it going to take the next step? Because we can get caught in the Page of Wands energy, and everything is fun and sexy and cute, and then it's fun, sexy, and cute until it stays that way forever, for a long time, and it doesn't go anywhere. It dies out. So let's see what's going on. The Hierophant. So it does seem like some of you are kind of getting in this spiritual energy where you're wanting the real thing. You're wanting somebody to commit. You're wanting a conventional relationship. You wanted to, deepen and things to feel right, feel in alignment with you. So the Hierophant is showing up for this week, which is what you value is really going to be shown. So if you are doing things or connected with people that are not truly in alignment with you or value you, or you don't really value them, that'll show up too if you've lost any respect for yourself or them or the situation. So there is a test here, and this is why it's like taking a step back and coming home to yourself so that you can really evaluate what you're doing. What the hell am I doing here? Your challenge is the Two of Cups, and that's a big challenge, connecting with people that don't feel the same way, right? Or just feeling like you're in love, but you're not sure the other one is. In this stage, you can tell when somebody's into you. I don't know why a lot of us are letting situations grow into something, over time, or trying to convince somebody to see us or to have feelings for us. They're either into you or they're not. And sometimes, that's the hardest thing to say. There's a book, they're not that into you. There's a movie, it's like you deserve more, you want more. And your biggest challenge this week is not feeling seen and heard, or, feeling like a relationship is falling apart or not deepening, or it just feels like you're catching feelings for someone and you're constantly questioning whether they're fully committed, on the same page, or they want, or they're looking for something else, right? And you seem to put other people's feelings first too, other than your own. So you're really questioning your values, or that's going to be really showing up this week for you, especially if you put in other people's feelings first, or you're trying to get somebody else's approval. Now, in love, I see the High Priestess, right? So this is where it can get complicated. So I want you to hear me out when I go through Aries to Pisces. All right. Somebody definitely is drawn to you spiritually. Somebody feels a strong spiritual connection here. You got the Hierophant and the High Priestess here showing up in love. All right. Now, you already know whether somebody really likes you or not. Right. So stop second guessing yourself. All right. The other thing is, in love, this is listen more. Pull back and listen and let other people say what they need to say, because they will speak their truth, and trust that you're taking in the knowledge, right? But also somebody here could also be really into you and just not ready to say anything. So we'll have to see, Aries to Pisces, where somebody lands with that. All right. You can feel a connection. I can tell you like to feel the spiritual connection, but you need to ask yourself if it's more than a spiritual connection. Just because we feel spiritually aligned doesn't mean that all our other values are in alignment, and it doesn't mean it's going to go anywhere. In life, I'm seeing the King of Pentacles. So you might be meeting a King of Pentacles this week that influences your life. In life, it looks like you're looking for somebody who's high quality, high status, or you're looking to feel and provide and be high quality, high status. Life's looking good. If you're taking all the actions to make it happen, it looks like, you could see some increases or abundance this week when it comes to your life in general, getting your needs met, and maybe finding ways to make money. As well. But there could be another person too, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, who adds value to your life, right? And you are getting another Cancer or Pisces, and you're getting a Taurus. Now, the good things this week, 7 of Wands, getting through some challenge that you may be having, maybe physical, something that's been physically hard for you. It looks like you are pushing past some sort of challenges this week when it comes to physical exhaustion, even too, or making something work. Now, you may have extra work to do, or may feel like a lot of things are pressing on you, and you may feel pulled in a lot of different directions, but it feels like you're the chief here. And this week you will get through some sort of obstacle that you've been trying to get through. Now, how others show up for you, I see the Ace of Cups. So you are seeing that there's love for you. There's feelings for you, and there could even be new love showing up. I am seeing that here, a possibility of new love, that could turn into something even long-term with the King of Pentacles. But the Ace of Cups says there's possibilities here. And like I said, with the High Priestess, there could even be an admirer. But also there is feelings. People have feelings for you, but is it enough, and are they going to commit? Your advice, the Two of Wands. You're at a crossroads, and you're making a very important decision this week about your path and your path alone. All right. I can continue doing exactly what I'm doing in hopes that it turns out, or I can make my move and I have more control over my situation than I think, and I can choose a new path. So let's take a look. Now, we are seeing Ace of Cups here, show how other people are showing up for you. And I'm seeing the High Priestess. So maybe somebody's hesitant to make that first call, or they're getting ready to reach out. They do have feelings for you. So I do see where there is some question in here, because there's there's feelings being tossed around here. But your challenge is you want to go to the next step. You want this person to open up more. But the Two of Cups, maybe somebody doesn't have as much feelings or as deep of feelings as you do. Or maybe they're wondering if they're even, you guys are compatible. Aries, I see the Nine of Pentacles. So Aries looks good. Aries looks like they're just very independent, and you know, they're single, they're ready to mingle. They're not going to rush into things, but they are observing you and watching what you're up to because they are interested in you. Taurus, Ace of Pentacles. So there's another ace with a Taurus. It looks like Taurus could really be the winner, you know, coming in saying, hey, you know, I really want to commit. I want something here. I feel something real here. Now, Gemini, different story. They're constantly giving mixed signals, and they're still giving mixed signals this week. And so you need to ask yourself if this is worth it. Cancer, Ace of Swords. So you have communication with a Cancer. It might be tough communication. It might be getting to the truth of the matter, but it'll set you free. Leo, Three of Swords. You may go through a separation or a breakup with a Leo, or just be heartbroken because it's not turning out the way you wanted it to. Same thing with a Virgo. You have the Five of Cups. It just seems like you saw something good, but it's just not turning in the way you wanted to. Libra, seeing the Strength card. So there's something salvageable here. It looks like you guys, you know, just got to find another way to deal with this. Sometimes it is self-control and backing up a little bit and going home and just letting something work itself out. Scorpio, 10 of Cups. All right, so Scorpio in it to win it. It looks like they do see potential in the future. So you might be, you know, dealing with them trying to figure out their next step, or you may find yourself just naturally coming together this week. Sagittarius, give them a little bit more time. It seems like commitment may be overwhelming them. I think Sag got this in their reading too. They're not sure about their next quest, right? So they're just trying to figure things out. They may be a little bit silent this week. Capricorn, the Fool. So Capricorn here looks like they're not going to let you go. They want to come in. They want to see where things will go. And Aquarius, 10 of Pentacles, is looking for their, you know, family. They're wanting to belong. They feel something with you, and maybe you guys will commit. And Pisces, you have the Three of Cups. Spending some good time, quality time with another Pisces, or your friends, or you're becoming friends or closer. But I see some good energy with another Pisces. And Pisces, this is also spending some good time, quality time with your friends as well, if you're having a hard time with another Pisces. I love you guys. Take care.